Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Words from the Nerds podcast. Better late than never. And what a week to be a little bit busy and a little bit late because I think we juiced this entire week of all its news, which I think is funny because last week we were like, this could be the first episode that we just talk about Daredevil. And then they just decided to throw the biggest amounts of news all back to back to back that we've seen all year so far. When I say that, I don't mean just chairs. I mean lots of news on lots of movies, specifically MCU. So, what a time to be back! Better late than never. Back with the boys. Back to talk about some glorious topics. We got the Minecraft movie to talk about. We got some wonderful Marvel, Spider-Man news, and then we're gonna end the show off talking about Daredevil episode 7. But before we get into all of that, I want to let y'all know that you can text us, you can leave us a comment, and we will read it on the next episode. So wherever you're listening, you can find a way to reach out to us, and we will shout you out and read it live on the episode and respond to you live on the episode. So, as my good buddy Charlie likes to say, you can call us a slur.
We will read it word for
we
word.
will
One
and
time.
we will read it and we will sacrifice getting shut down by YouTube for it. You can call us slurs. You can talk about how bad our takes are, how amazing they are, or you can just give us a comment or a compliment, sorry, like this commenter did 6 days ago. Commented on our Invincible episode that we posted 3 weeks ago once this episode comes out, and he said, Column Doc 1884 said, great podcast, guys. Straight, simple, beautiful, right to the point.
You. I love that.
Which is funny because that Invincible episode has like 15 views. And before he commented, it was just stuck at 13. And then he got 15, and then he commented, and I was like, whoa, let me see what the views are at. Maybe it's getting pushed out. 15 views. And I was like, Column Doc 1884. Shout out to you, buddy. So
you watched it twice, yeah.
It was so good. He watched a 2-hour episode twice. And I believe that is it. I can't log into Buzzsprout right now, but I assume no fan mail. If there is, I'll check later and interrupt y'all. But those are our comments for the week. Like, sub, all of that beautiful stuff. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know if you enjoyed or did not enjoy the episode, anything said in the episode, all of that beautiful stuff. And now, on to what everybody looks forward to every week, how we are all three doing. And I want to go ahead and pass the baton off to Benjamin Movies.
Thank you. Wow, I have not heard that name in a long time. Ever since he's been in the dirt.
He's getting on me about posting videos.
Okay, Mr. Cubson. I'm doing all right. I was suffering from a bit of an ear infection, which is probably part of the reason why we delayed a little bit. Feeling a lot better in that regard, although the other ear is starting to worry me just today. So hoping that doesn't turn out to be anything. But other than that, I've been doing good. Kind of same old, just school, work, house stuff, and living life. Enjoying still the season we're in with shows and excited for upcoming movie releases and whatnot. Still been doing an MCU rewatch with my wife. We've been doing that the last few weeks since our trivia night. So we are 5 movies in. We just watched Captain America. So our next up is the first Avengers movie. So it's been interesting rewatching Phase 1 because I feel like those are some of my least watched movies other than like Iron Man 1 and the Avengers. Like the other 4 I rarely go back to. So
yeah,
it's been good. Been enjoying it, but definitely more excited for the next couple of weeks when we get to start even more upcoming shows and whatnot. Just staying in this really great season, and end of April into May is also when movies really pick up with like Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible, I think Ballerina. So I'm doing good, but I'm definitely excited for this train to keep rolling with these awesome releases.
Yeah. I'll go second, just so I could switch up the order on Charles a little bit, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he had a more interesting week, so we could save the best for last. If
Wait,
not,
wait,
then
wait. I just gotta say,
what?
Charles Loki looks like Steve right now.
Oh, that boy. I
Insane.
think he dressed up for the occasion.
That's insane.
Can you say chicken jockey?
Y'all
real
are
quick?
obsessed, man. I want y'all
Give
to
us a
know
chicken
the
jockey.
thumbnail this time. I had almost nothing to do with aside from just assembling it. Okay,
Watch it be like thousands of views.
I hope so.
We're gonna
I
get
hope
comments
so.
that are gonna compliment it. Okay, that's what's gonna happen.
I hope so. I sincerely hope so. Oh my
God. Before I get into my day, I watched the movie today with my wonderful friend Seth, who Charlie has met through Rivals, one game of playing Rivals, and he said that for tonight's episode, I had to let out one big chicken jockey. So there's my big chicken jockey for the episode.
Seth,
Shout out to the
you
boy
just
Seth.
pissed me off, Seth. You just pissed me off. That's crazy, man.
I had a great week. Finally got out and watched a movie. We were texting earlier today, and Ben was like, "All right, so Minecraft, Daredevil, and news," and I was like, I can't miss another movie discussion, man. Like, what am I doing? Let me get off my butt and go watch, go participate in the discussion. I wanted to watch the movie. I just I had a busy weekend. I had a busy Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I was like, what the heck? I'm opening today. Fiance doesn't get off until 6:00. I'll go after work. And then I checked my phone, and Seth was like, you planning to watch the movie? And I was like, I don't know how you did it, but you just read my mind. Let's go for it. So I went and met him up after work. Anyways, so yeah, very busy weekend. Lots of big wedding stuff. All the fun, glorious atmosphere of being the husband getting married and not being the wife that's stressing and pulling her hair out, planning everything. Look, I'll let you know right now, I offered to help and she didn't want it because she said if I messed one thing up, she wouldn't be able to trust me with anything ever again. So look, I tried to help. I'm not just coasting, but she let me get in the role of coasting. So I went and got my passport done. All types of
Wait,
fun
where you guys
stuff.
going?
The Dominican Republic.
Oh.
Punta Cana.
That's where I went.
Let's go. All-inclusive
Wait, really?
resort.
Did I know that? Did you sell us that?
You might have.
Yeah, he definitely did. I feel like he
I don't
definitely
recall
did.
that. I don't recall that.
I went to an all-inclusive in Punta Cana. I don't know.
Did yours have a casino?
No.
In there? Ours has one. That's all.
I think I know.
She said we got a casino. I said, all right.
I think I might know where you're going then.
Okay, awesome. Real quick, just because I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I think it's a funny story.
Y'all are cowards, bro. No Bora Bora. That's insane. I would smack the shit out of you guys.
But you get married first, like
get Cassidy in here. Let's ask her about when y'all are getting engaged. We went to the casino a couple weeks ago. I say a couple weeks, like a month ago, and I was there with these two buddies of mine from here, and one of his friends was driving, and so we were at the casino just talking about it because we kept giving her crap about her driving, and so we were sitting there, and she was like, "Yeah, y'all had me under pressure because y'all were just like staring at me driving the whole time. So like, yeah, I swerved a little bit and like was going a little bit too fast." And and he looked at her and he said, "Hey, all that matters is that you got us here. All that matters is that you got us here and that we're here right now." And I don't know why I thought that was so. It's one thing to just be like, "Hey, we got here in one piece. It's all right." But it's like, no, you got us here. Thank you. We're in your debt for that forever. Yeah, had an eventful week, fun little week. Got to keep myself busy, doing a whole lot of stuff. We're rewatching Severance. I'm rewatching Severance. I'm showing it to my fiance for the first time. We finished season 1, and this is the most in love I've ever seen her with a show that I'm showing her. I showed her Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. She loved it, and she had a great time. But she wasn't like itching, and she wasn't like jaw dropped at like the twists. Severance season 1 has rocked her world. The Helly reveal had her floored. Um, Everything with a specific spouse, um, had her floored. So I told her, I was like, I would secretly record her reactions to send them to Brandon. And I told her, I said, when we watch season 2, well, like, would you be opposed to sitting at the computer and we could record your reactions? I could upload them on my second TikTok. And she was like, yeah, we could do that. And so I was
No
like,
way.
oh, let's go, dude. So like I was
That's
like, all right,
crazy.
episode 1, when they all get back together, I got you. Episode 4, the Ortbo, and episode 10, oh my, like I just can't imagine how she's gonna be watching that. Like she was already like doing this with her hand and like playing with her ring and freaking out when the OTC happened. I was like, oh yeah, we're in. This is gonna be beautiful. Rewatching the show has been awesome. I don't know if y'all went back and watched season 1. Um, it has been so nice. I know Charlie's looking around. Bro, I was in the trenches. I had to wait 3 years. We know, buddy. All right, we know, man.
I didn't say anything, man. I didn't say anything.
Rewatching it since I binged it all and I was in a hurry to catch up to season 2, getting to go back and rewatch season 1 and like pay attention to places I normally wouldn't. I mean, it's so great. Even Miss Cobell asking Devin, she's like, "Oh, why did Mark sever?" And then she tells, "Oh, his wife passed away, whatever." And she's like, "Oh, does he ever talk? Like I remember when my husband passed away. I thought I saw him everywhere. Does he ever talk about seeing her?" And my fiance was like, "Ugh, that's a weird thing to ask her." And I was like, oh my god, it's because that like oh my god, it all makes sense. Like she is so locked in on the procedure and it's just little things like that where I'm like, man, this is a generational show. So rewatching Severance has been fun. Keep an eye out for the reactions. Get a little fiance cameo watching Severance season 2. I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, that's been my week. The Studio and Andor are the next shows that I'm going to try and binge in a short amount of time. So I'm excited for that. Excited for Andor season 2. Lots of fun stuff. Loving the season we're in. And now we get to hit the season where the movies are hitting just as well as the TV show. So very excited for that. Excited to be here talking about all that stuff for the rest of the year. Mr. Charles, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man. Good week. Good week. Truthfully, can't complain too much. Couple of some bad news that is no one's fault but my own. This YouTube news of me getting kicked out of the creator program, partner program, excuse me. Uh, I'm not officially out yet. I have 30 days to miraculously come up with 4,000 watch hours. So there's a chance. There's a chance. But I mean, this video I'm working on now, I'm like, now I'm in like go mode on it. I had the script finished for a while, but now I'm in like go mode on editing. And I already told you guys before we started recording it. It's like 7 pages long, the script. And so I'm trying to do a page a day of editing, and the ultimate goal is to have it uploaded by Friday. And so I think I'm gonna hit that. And
Wow, that's crazy.
uh, I think, and I have a couple days off of work here soon, and I'm gonna do 2 pages a day on those days that I have off work. Because like as soon as I get home, that's all I've been doing. Like I've been in this chair pretty much since I got home from work today, just editing away. And yeah, we're gonna try we're gonna try our best to get that back. But also like one video, it's gonna take more than one video for sure, I think. And so it's like I'm not betting on it on me actually being able to like salvage this. Like I do think I'm gonna have to work all the way back up slowly to those fourth. Like I think I will be removed is what I'm trying to say. But
Are you
that's fine. We move
well,
regardless.
isn't it just that you went under the threshold? So surely you're not down to 0, right?
Yeah,
You
I
have to be at
checked.
a couple thousand at least.
Well, that's the thing. I checked, and I don't know if it goes off of a 6-month period, because that's why they sent me the emails. I haven't posted in, they said several months, but it's been like 6. Uh, so therefore I dropped below the threshold needed, and so I look at where I'm sitting on in the last 365 days. It's only about like 600 hours, watch hours is what it says. So I am under 1,000. If it goes off of the 365 days, if it goes off 6 months, that's even worse. So I don't know, but we're gonna upload and we'll see what happens. And ideally, hopefully, I could quickly platinum another game and get it up and out before then. But we'll see. Other than that, going to the movies, watching some stuff. I've been watching Righteous Gemstones on.
Ooh, how's that?
It's it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's one of those like Family Guy type show. Like maybe Family Guy is not the right word actually. It'll have an overarching plot for like the entire season, but then ultimately like it culminates and like it just doesn't matter by the end of it by the end of the season or going into the next season where it seems like there should be big ramifications for what just happened, but there isn't. And so they kind of just move on from all of the big things. And I don't know. It's I don't think people very yoked in faith would enjoy the show. It's it's very blasphemous, if that's the right way to say it. I don't know, but it's funny, yeah. And Walton Goggins is in it, and so it's
Whoa.
funny. It's funny to see like the character he plays, and then I've also been watching White Lotus season 3, which that just ended last night, and to see him play that and to play his name is Baby Billy in Righteous Gemstones, and then him playing Cecil. Like it's funny just to see the range, I guess. But yeah, man, no complaints, and I don't want to drag this on too long. We got stuff to yap about, but
I was gonna say one more thing. Minecraft was not the only movie that I went to go and see this last week. I also watched A Working Man with Jason Statham, directed by David Ayer. Man, I'll keep it short. I
man,
won't
let's
say a
not
lot.
talk about it. Yeah,
I'll keep it short. I'll keep it short. Okay. David Ayer has been working with Jason Statham the last couple years, just cranking out these movies. In my head, they're all canon to one another. I wish that he would just write one line that connects each of them. Like at the end of this movie, he should say like, "I'm gonna retire and farm some bees" or something. So it's like a prequel or whatever. Just be a little cool thing for my head canon. But not a great movie. Like even compared to The Beekeeper, like it's taken a step down each time. Like The Meg was kind of fine, which isn't a David Ayer movie, but
sure.
just like a Jason Statham recent action movie. Wrath of Man was good. Then The Meg was kind of whatever. And then The Beekeeper was still like fine. But this is like they're getting into like bad action movie territory.
I thought I remember you
Wow.
saying The Beekeeper was good.
I mean, like it's like a
Not just fine.
enjoyable action movie.
I thought
but,
you like really enjoyed it. Didn't you make? I thought you made like a YouTube video on it.
I did,
How
yeah.
good it was.
Well,
yeah.
I also made one on the Meg too. So like,
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's
no,
fair.
The Beekeeper was like a 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 action movie. Like it doesn't feel like a big waste of time or anything. This was like a 4 out of 10. So just a step down. And even Jason Statham, just his action ability is really good. I mean, I know he's getting older with every movie, but he's usually pretty good, and it just continues to get worse. So there's probably going to be another one next year about him being in some different profession and coming out of retirement to beat up a bunch of people, and who knows?
Are they once a year? Was Beekeeper 2024?
I
Yeah.
think
Like
Beekeeper
early
was last
2024?
I
year.
think it was last year, early last
Dang.
year.
Yeah, yearly releases. That's crazy.
I
It's like the Assassin's Creed of the movie industry. That's nice.
Ben, I just saw your title. Jason Statham's The Beekeeper is unbelievable. Nice. I on the topic of like just making videos about the Meg and the Beekeeper, I had this one thought. I'm never gonna do it, but if anyone's listening and wants to, go for it. I thought about doing like high top Films, what's his name? High Top Films. The
Mhm.
way that he breaks down movies and does like film essays, I thought about doing that, but just for like bad movies. So like the idea came to my head for like Venom 3 to just be like to just have this like really aesthetic thumbnail and be like Venom 3 is misunderstood. And then like have that like soft tone talking voice where it's like the person that is afraid of lightning ends up getting the lightning symbiote. And that's just
That's
beautiful.
beautiful.
That's
It's
just beautiful
profound.
storytelling. It's profound storytelling that you can find in a film like this. And I thought about doing something like that and just having people be like, is this satire? I'm never going to do it. But if anyone listening wants to, go for it. With that, we are getting into our first topic of the day after a 20-minute fucking intro.
Jeez,
And
Charlie, come on,
that
man.
I think we know you and Aiden just ate that shit up. So
I definitely did. Look, I love Severance. What can I say? And we go to what I'm possibly the most excited to talk about this episode. A Minecraft movie. A review from Aiden, Ben, and Charlie. We can go around, kind of say our light thoughts, light score. I mean, this video or this movie has been one of the biggest memes of 2025 so far. Avengers Endgame level reactions, some just way too out of hand. It's getting crazy out there. It's so bad that whenever I went to the theater, I was like, I really hope I just don't get a rowdy crowd. And I like thank God that everybody in that theater was just kids enjoying the movie. Honestly added to the experience. So whatever. We can go around, give our brief little thoughts. And because we're on the topic of movie theater wildness, Charlie said he had an interesting little experience. So we can go ahead and get Charlie's quick thoughts, spoiler-free quick thoughts on the movie. And then we can jump into the reaction. Not saying you have to be quick. I'm just saying then we
I
can
mean,
jump into
it will be. I mean, it's basically just saying like I mean, it probably wasn't as crazy as all these videos are of people like throwing popcorn and everything everywhere, but like it was very. It seemed planned. Like there was a group of people that came in there to specifically scream and yell at these specific moments throughout the film. Chicken jockey being the main one, but the others being like I am Steve.
What are we
Flint
even
and
talking
Steel,
about right
Flint and
now?
Steel, Flint and
Flint and
What are
Steel.
we
Steel.
even talking
Yeah,
about right now? I am
yeah.
Steve. Why are
They
we
love
in
crushing the
big
loaf.
Like I don't I truthfully the thing that I find most interesting about it uh is like afterwards because me and my girlfriend went and we talked about it in the car and like how annoyed we were about by it like but at the same time like I'm that same person when it comes to Marvel stuff. But here's my coping for it anyway. But I also feel like it's sound and logical. Like this was not genuine. Like none of what they're doing is genuine. Like pure excitement before these lines. Like they're doing it to make fun of, laugh at the movie and laugh at the scenario, like the way it's being said, et cetera, et cetera. Like they're not there because they genuinely like enjoy and love the shit. And it's actually crazy because as we were walking into the theater, I don't know why I was getting nostalgic about because it's the same theater I've always gone to throughout my like entire life. And so I was getting mildly nostalgic. I don't even know if that's the right word because I was just thinking back to 2021, No Way Home, and infamously, I did not get the fantastic No Way Home theater experience because I went in opening night Thursday and some fucking dickhead pulled the fire alarm when we were like 20 minutes into the movie. And like, dude, I had the best theater at that time, bro. We were sitting, dude, Daredevil popped up, the entire theater was roaring. And then there were I think it was like 2 minutes after the Daredevil thing, it screen shut off. They couldn't get it turned back on. We all had to leave. And then luckily I had bought tickets for the next day already. So I don't want to get too into the weeds on that. But the point is like I didn't get that, and like I got it for a split second with the Daredevil thing, but like that's the thing. Like walking into the theater to go see Minecraft, it's crazy. Like I just thought of that randomly, and I brought it up to my girlfriend. I was like, dude, I hate that I still didn't get that. Like I'm so mad that I didn't get that experience. And then we see we're sitting in Minecraft, and like I'm technically getting an experience like that, but like again, it's not genuine. At least I don't think. Like these people were like. They don't have a like chicken jockey is not a meme. It's not a Minecraft meme thing. Like as far as I know, like, it's not a thing we all laugh about. Like I'm a huge Minecraft player. I don't think that's a thing. Like they're just laughing at it because like the way Jack Black delivers it, et cetera, the way it was edited in the trailer, and it's just it all comes across as more annoying because of that fact. I think, but again, could just be me coping. But other than that, I'll just transition to my thoughts on the movie real quick as well while we're at it. No. No, thank you. In terms of like actual movie, like setting aside my video game love of the game bias per se, it was just all over the place, and like there's so many things where like it kind of shits on itself. Not a super big spoiler, but I feel like this is a big point. Like when the Malgosha, when she finally gets the the crystal thing back on the bridge, and she just like sucks it up with like telekinesis or whatever into her. Why are you sending all your goons? Why are you sending your goons throughout the entire movie to go get this thing for you when you can just be 30 feet away and just suck that thing towards you? Like, why don't like what are we talking about? Maybe that's a CinemaSins thing, but I genuinely feel like that's a hole. That's a plot hole. I don't think that should be like you can't show that and have her just be chilling in the nether the whole time. But so many like weird character decisions that just like didn't amount to anything. Like those two having a dead mom. Like why? What was that detail for? Like I guess the fact that they live on their own. Like I don't. It doesn't matter. Why is this real estate agent? Like she's a real estate agent. Why your brother goes missing? You call your real estate agent? Like I don't like what the fuck are we doing? There's so many weird choices in this movie. I'm just tired. I think I'm really tired of Jack Black's shtick. I love Jack Black. I do think I think he's a great guy. I think he seems like a very personable guy, and he's cool to be around. Yada yada yada. But in terms of like, I don't find it endearing anymore. Like I found myself like just rolling my eyes probably in the first like 20 minutes. Like his whole opening, like I was a kid and then I grew up and then pandas love to party. Like that whole thing. Like I was checked out of that pretty much just because of that. And I don't know. Jason Momoa also, I feel like he plays a very samey kind of character, and I think I'm a bit tired of it.
No, 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 no.
I
I'm
like Jason
not at
Momoa
all,
too, bro. Like that's the thing, and like I'm trying not to be because he's gonna be Lobo, you know. Like I don't want to be tired of it because like I need to, like I'm gonna have to sit through more of it, you know. And so, but like I don't know. It was it had its moments here too. Don't get me wrong, but ultimately I was just like, there's so many eye rolly moments. And granted, these are all personal things that like I probably just had trouble getting past. There are a few great moments too, like towards the end when Steve and Malgosha. That's all I'll say without spoiling it. I guess is just like the psh, psh, like, come on, what are you doing? Like I thought that was kind of good. And then I have so many other complaints about like when it comes to like the gamification of it, but I'll save that for later. I just wanted to talk about like as far as an actual movie goes. So, character wise, so disinteresting. Not a single character is very like fleshed out to me. So many dumb choices with like he's mad at Jason Momoa's character, and then that just goes away because he dies, or they think he dies and he didn't actually die. Sorry, I guess this is spoilers. And then he's just fine with it after that. Like he never forgave him for that. Like that just like they just move on. But also like I get he's a kid, so maybe he doesn't know. But like I don't necessarily blame Jason Momoa. Like he laid it all out. He's like, I'm broke. My life sucks. I need this. Like or else I'm gonna lose my job. Like I needed to do this. And like they get to the mansion. His sister's not there, so you were tripping for nothing. Like so I don't know, bro. I don't. Not a great movie, but I still, there were certain things I enjoyed. The action sequence with the elytras, very cool. I did very much enjoy that. That's it. That's the
What's
only
your
one
what's your
that
score?
I enjoyed. Uh, Probably a 3 out of 10. Probably a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I the person I'm most excited to hear from is Ben. So I'll go second. I want to save the best for last. I'm most excited to hear from him. I loved it. I had a great time with it, but I do think it's a bad movie. It is genuinely a bad movie. Just to give my score, I think it's like 1 out of 5 stars. So I'd be right there with like a 2 out of 10. It's a bad movie. I mean, there is really, really, really bad dialogue at times where I was just like, my body was cringing. I was like,
Oh, sorry,
okay, like,
not to cut you off totally. I also want to mention the
no, you're
Jennifer
good.
Coolidge stuff, bro. Like, no,
I
like
loved
what?
it. I
Nah,
loved, dude.
man.
It was
Nah, man. Nah, man.
hilarious.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Whenever
Sorry,
whenever he
continue.
looks and says, it's so funny because they had like this perfect layered joke where she's like, oh, you can take me out to the curb and whatever, and like, oh, but don't take off the lid because there might be raccoons in there. When Jason Momoa looks at her and he's like, whoever divorced you is an idiot.
Okay,
It's just
that
like,
was funny. That was funny.
it's so funny because like all we see is her tell my god, I'm forgetting names, but who cares? All we see is her tell the curly hair
Main kid.
Frodo. All we see is her tell Frodo. I don't know, and also I don't know if you've heard, but I've gotten divorced, and so you're like, oh, okay, this is like she's telling everybody, and then they don't like deliberately do that until he's just like, oh yeah, there's like these two characters that would never meet for any reason, and he's like, whoever divorced you is an idiot. So it's like not only does he know because she tells everybody, but it's just a funny joke.
What is it? What is it that she said? She said, "You can bag me up and take me to the curb anytime."
It was, dude. She was hilarious, and the whole like my ex-husband never had didn't have a personality, and and she's saying this to a villager to be and like I don't know, it's stupid comedy, but like there were so many moments throughout the movie where I was genuinely laughing very hard. My favorite joke in the entire movie is whenever Big Sister's mad at Frodo or is talking shit about Frodo, and he's like, and he hears and he like runs away,
Henry.
and he's like, Henry, yes. Where she's talking about Henry, and then he runs away, and Jason Momoa looks at her and he's like, I hate to break it to you, but I'm a better big sister to him than you ever will. I'm a better big sister to Hank than you ever will be. And he turns around and spin kicks the door and just trips. And I was like, what's the point of this? It was the funniest moment in the entire movie. And I don't know, maybe I was just slap happy today, but that shit had me dying. I'm a better big sister to him than you ever will be. It was hilarious. I don't know. It was great. There were a lot of moments in the movie that I was just genuinely dying at. A lot of funny stuff. I don't know. Like I said, it could have just been the mood I was in today. I haven't seen Seth in like 3 months. So I was like, or like 2 months. So I was like, oh, dude, I get to watch a movie. I get to watch this dumb movie with Seth. Cool. Like maybe I was just in a good mood. And so, but like I could still say the movie's bad. It is shit. It is not good. There was still, I think, no reason for this to be made. Do I want a sequel? Yes. Do I think they should make a sequel? Yes, I do. I mean, the movie's about to make a fucking $1 billion. I mean, they'd be dumb not to make a sequel.
I want to say I want a sequel too, so they have the opportunity to actually make it good. That's all. That's all I'll say.
I don't.
I'm gonna be honest.
This goes into the gamification of things a little bit. I want to say too for like the sequel stuff. But that is also why I want a sequel.
I want a sequel, but I don't want a sequel. I want a reset.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's Charlie. I'm sorry.
There's a little bit.
There is no
we'll
way.
Get into it.
There's no way. No matter how many, if they make 10 of these fucking movies, there will not be a single good one if you have humans in here interacting the way they did in this movie. Just not a chance that you will get a good movie where you walk out of the theater and you're like, that was really good with this pace that they're going on. So even if you take it in a serious tone, the next one with human characters coming into this world, the way they did this, there's no way you'd ever be able to get me on board with that. You might as well just be stupid, dumb, happy fun made for kids like this movie was.
See,
Unless you want to do what Ben's saying.
I think that happy, and I want Ben to go, but I just want to say that I think it would work for me with someone like Henry. They made a big point about how he's a very imaginative kid, very creative kid, and he can build a jetpack in real life. And then he comes into Minecraft and he builds a tater tot launcher, which not a thing in the game, but I like that's
Jesus
not.
Christ,
I'm not docking points off the movie for that, but like
I will.
You showcase this kid and how creative he is, and that's what you give me. That's all you give me is that he makes a tater tot launcher. Like, come on, man. Like, you can do so much more with it, and that's why I think that having a human for that role in the Minecraft world, I think it could work if it's done better. I just don't think it was done very well this time around.
Yeah, I don't know. I fail to buy in if I fail to buy in on thinking, hey, you know what? This one could be good this time around with having just humans in the environment. Like, dude, that's the thing. The animation in this, I don't know if there's another word for it. I'm just gonna call it animation. It's more like 3D, like photorealistic. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
The animation it's gorgeous, man. It is so fucking good. Like the fight scenes are great. And then every time a human steps on screen, it's like green screened as fuck. It looks like Captain America at the end of Brave New World every single time.
That's fair.
So, you know, it's like if Ben was saying, if they reset it and just do full animation, hey, you know what? I can see them making another $1 billion, and I can see it being somewhat good. So to close my thoughts out, it's a bad movie. It is genuinely a bad movie. 1 out of 5 stars. Jason Momoa, keep doing your fucking thing. He is fucking hilarious. Every time he screams like a girl, it is the best shit ever. I don't care. Y'all could disagree. Like we're not going to have a serious argument over this fucking movie. That is, look at our trap episode. All right, this is what this review is going to be like. I fucking love Jason Momoa though. I loved everything he did in here. It just reminded me of how much I enjoyed watching, and I say how much, but trust me, it is not a lot. How much I enjoyed watching Fast X with him as the villain in there, solely because of him and his performance.
I agree with that too.
I love to have him come be this goofy dumbass character. Yeah, I don't care. Do it, man. You know, the kids in the theater were laughing their ass off at every little butt joke and what. And it was great. You know, I looked at my fiance like 1,000 times just smiling because the kid in front of us was like dying laughing, or he'd be like, wait, look, it's this, or oh, it's that. Just he's the only one in the theater talking. It was great.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, dude, like little kids like that, bro. Like they're genuinely there for the love of this shit, bro. They're not fucking laughing because of like some internet bullshit.
There was, oh my god, it was the most adorable thing. There was this kid that was walking around. It was like this sleeved hoodie or something, whatever, and it was just like a big fat creeper head, and he was just walking around with it on with like his brother and his mom. I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like, what are we doing? Anyways, I had a great time with it. It's a horrible movie. Yeah, I mean, what can I say?
Dude, I'm like pissed off and confused at the same time. Like, I think we all had low expectations of this movie, but it somehow like really surpassed them for me. Like, it is way worse than I thought it was going to be. And there's a lot of specifics that I want to talk about. One thing, just because you guys kind of brought it up, so I was reminded of it, but the whole thing about them moving in and meeting this realtor and whatnot, and then him going to school. So he goes to school and he gets bullied a little bit and builds a jetpack, right? Literally, like right after that scene, his sister is talking to the realtor and says, like, it's his first day here. It's been so hard. And I'm like, bro, you've like built a friendship with your new neighbor. He's gone to school and he's built a jetpack, and we're 1 day in. Like, what is happening? Like, we're speed running this right now. It was just a little thing of like the dialogue or the pacing and the writing of how the events take place was just like so fast for no reason. Anyways, that's a relevant point. This is one of those movies where like I turned to my wife afterwards and I said, I genuinely don't feel like I just watched a real movie. I don't know how human beings can sit down in a room and write a movie, and this is the movie that they wrote. Genuinely, so many of the scenes feel like they showed up on the day and they're like, this scene takes place here. And they just improved and went with the best that they could come up with. Like, random little scene of Jason Momoa's character interacting with the auctioneer, the auction guy. And they're talking about this unit and the way that Jason Momoa just goes, "Did you just say they have an Atari something something in there?" And the auction guy is just like, two men in turquoise shirts, and he like repeats it a couple of times. I'm like, this is not real dialogue. This is not real. Like, and that happened so many times throughout the movie where it's just in my brain that can't happen. Like Mojang and the director and the writers and whoever, I cannot fathom what possibly could take place for this to be the final product. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to repeat that over and over again because that's like everything I think of, that's how I view it. I do want to talk about more game specific things when we talk about that. Like Charlie, you brought up the Elytra action scene. There was a couple of game specific things where I was just like, okay, we're taking some creative freedom to allow us to enjoy this, which I wasn't the biggest fan of.
I agree with that too. That was what I was one of the main key points that I was going to get to. But
yeah. And then even just the whole purpose of the movie, with how it tied into, the Nether and the Piglins and whatnot and all of that is just like so empty, like so empty. It feels so pointless. There's no substance to it. There's no stakes to it. It just felt like absolutely nothing. I will say, like, I understand not liking the Jack Black shtick, and I think for a lot of it, I agree with that. But I did actually find it funny that he just announces different Minecraft things, and it's just like a single line of just chicken jockey or this is a crafting table, and that's just like random lines like that where it's just like, okay, it was in the trailer. The internet meme culture helped that a little bit, but it was fun at times, but most of the other dialogue was just not very good at all. And Aiden, to your point about the Jennifer Coolidge villager thing, I'm just going to say it really feels like they said, well, shoot, we don't really have a movie here. We need 15 to 20 more minutes to pad this thing.
Oh, 1,000.
It's the only time that we cut to the real world throughout like the middle portion of the movie. Like we're in it at the beginning and then we go to Minecraft and then that's the only thing we cut back to.
That's insane. That's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, baffles my mind.
Well, what's hilarious is how predictable the entire structure of the movie is. You're with the group of the boys, and then their scene ends. The group of the girls, their scene ends. Jennifer Coolidge. After that, you're in the group of the boys, group of the girls, Jennifer Coolidge, and it just does that throughout the entire movie. And it's like, honestly, at first, it's like, why even split them up? Why even split them up? I mean, people are here for Steve and the main character of this movie being Henry, and then Jason Momoa is just a hilarious comedic relief. So you have all three of the adaptation of the character, the main character, and the comedic relief. Why are we cutting to the two people that don't even need to be in the movie? He could have just been a bullied kid at school. What the fuck is the need for the realtor other than to get the sister over there? If you don't have the sister in the movie, there's no need for either of them. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just funny that it was just like, yeah, they'll care about this. Let's split them up. Boom, boom, boom. All right, repeat it. Boom, boom, boom. All right, repeat it. It's Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I think like Charlie and I have both said that the gamification of it, we had big issues with. I have huge issues with it, which we'll get into. But I think even if you fixed all of the gamification of it, it would still be a terrible movie. Like that's not
I
that
agree.
makes it worse. But even if it was fixed, it wouldn't really make it much better.
Yeah.
Because that's not like the biggest glaring problems with it. Um, so I didn't actually like give it a score, but I would go with 2 out of 10 for me personally. And the only thing that I was going to bring up two movies and say, in my opinion, this movie is worse than Snow White and The Electric State,
Wow,
which
that's
is
crazy.
that's just showing
Okay.
how bad that is. Like,
I don't agree with the electric state part, but
dude, it's just like
I can't speak to Snow White because I haven't seen Snow White. But
like I think The Electric State was at least like I don't know. It feels like a real. It's bad, but it feels like a real movie that like people could put together, and it's like they
okay,
put in effort, but it wasn't good. This is
sure.
literally like I can't fathom how this came to be, and so
That's
that to me makes it
that's fair.
worse.
Putting it like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why.
to talk about the game stuff, it's a laundry list.
Well,
Truthfully,
let me start off by saying anyone listening. So these two are the ones to hear about. When it comes to this conversation, great conversation from these two. These are the big Minecraft nerds over here. I played a lot when I was a kid. I played actually a lot with my little brother. It's actually one of my most fond memories. It's just my parents would be gone for the day. I was the one to look after him, even though he's less than a year younger than me, and so or less than 2 years younger than me. So what that consisted of was just us on our iPads, literally in silence, just playing Minecraft together in our own world all day. Um, Never got deeper than that. I listened to the Minecraft songs, obviously. The So we back
Creeper.
in the mines.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Talk about a missed opportunity there too, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, did you
I'm
see
telling
that
you,
they
that would
apparently
have brought
had
the
it?
movie up like 2 or 3 points for me,
Yeah.
bro. That alone, I'm telling you, like it's
That's
fucking
crazy,
insane.
dude. It's insane. Um Never got deeper than that. Never got deeper than just playing, surviving, building, and creative, whatever. Um, And then obviously I had my phase where I would just mine with my friends and we just played
Frozen Wings.
Minecraft. Oh, yeah. I was actually in phase
You
for
were
the
in fa-
Minecraft unit. Yeah. The Minecraft branch of the department. So that's it. That's as far as my knowledge goes. I told them it was probably about like 6 years ago where I was like, oh my God, there's a way to beat the game. I didn't even know Minecraft went that deep. So these are the two to hear about. I'll butt in every now and then, but when you hear these two familiar voices, it's when you know you need to lock in. All right.
I'll try to I want to try to keep it sequential as as the movie goes down. Big props for the way the movie opens. I thought that was cool.
Oh, so
With
good.
the 100% loading, and then the terrain generating. I thought that was cool, but everything else is pretty dumb.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
There's cool things like the throwing the chickens at Malgosha, and then specifically it's baby chickens that pop out sometimes. Like that's cool,
We
but
can let's give it a couple of compliments actually.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Little things like the firework and elytra thing, that was cool too. They referenced it, and I thought that's all it was going to be, but then later during the actual elytra scene, like that happens. What else can I give it?
I'll give it
compliment
something.
for the
There's
game
a
stuff.
scene. We're diving into spoilers now, just because we're talking specifics. The scene in the Woodland Mansion when Henry is just kind of walking the halls, and it's like the different like vindicators and whatnot holding the
Mhm.
axes, walking the halls. I was like, I kind of like that vibe of just like him trying to hide from them
I
and
agree.
then walking. I'm like, dude, that'd be scary as crap. Like that's
Mhm.
crazy. Like literally just a couple shots, but I was like, give him props. That's cool.
Yeah, that's true. Because every time I walk up, I could be full diamond armor, bro. I'm walking up in a woodland mansion. I'm still scared. I'm checking every corner for those motherfuckers. But I did like the golden apple in one of the chests. I thought that was cool
I don't know
little
why it was
nod.
square, but
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it
that's
didn't look great in terms of
no.
like what I would imagine in a 3D realm, but still kind of cool. Um, like really, there's really not much else. I liked the chick. Like as dumb as the song was, I didn't care for the song. Burning the chicken in lava and having it be cooked right away. Like I thought that was cool. Um,
Great prop design too on that chicken, on that roasted chicken.
See, like I thought it looked good for being like blocky and whatnot, but like I guess part of me I was like I expected it to look like the chick like when it's in your inventory. I expected it to look
Well,
like that. But
Yeah.
because they did that with the piglins, right? Every time, like were they just dropping loot? They weren't. I
they
don't know,
were
because like I
No,
said,
they
I
were
never went to
dropping loot.
the. I never
Yeah.
like. I went to the Nether maybe like 5 times my whole
They
time.
were dropping
So I'm like,
meat, which doesn't happen, but anyways.
Not from the piglins,
okay,
just from the
because
hogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, obviously whenever you kill like the cows or the pigs, like you get the raw meat, and so I was like, oh, are they like dying and they're turned like, like the chicken? Like, if I feel like if they were to kill the chicken, it'd be like that prop would just be a raw chicken. So I'm like, wait, so whenever the hogs are dying and dropping meat, but like the meat looks like it's 2D, but then this chicken is 3D. I didn't know if they were dropping loot or if I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking because I had no
Uh
experience with them.
no, yeah, I get you, and I think that's a fair point. I think because like they're kind of like the chicken is like the whole chicken, and then but the piglins when they even though they're not even supposed to turn into meat, when they turn into meat, they turn into one like slab of pork.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
Whatever.
but yeah, I think that's all the positives I can really give it in terms of like the game stuff. Lots of negatives now for me. Um, it's more of like the way they set certain things up, and I think this is what you were kind of hinting at, Ben, with the Elytra thing. Like earlier in the movie, we see Jack Black say, "Oh, this is an Ender Pearl," and then Jason Momoa's character throws it and he teleports, yada yada yada. I don't love that it doesn't hurt you. I think that could have been a cool, funny thing to write in somehow. Um, but also beyond that, Jack Black's like, I almost died fighting an Enderman to get that, right? Okay, so we know he struggles with that. And then little Henry comes along, just blindly swings, kills an Enderman later on. That's not game. That's not the game stuff that I'm specifically talking about. But he seems to have no experience with Enderman or anything with the end. And then somehow he has not one but two Elytras, two, and he's never gone to the end. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Like
What are
if
we
they
talking about?
if they set up an Ender Dragon in a sequel, that would be crazy. 'Cause surely a sequel or two movies down the line or something, they would hint towards the end. Like that just
Yeah, no, I
would
think you
be
have
on
to.
their
Yeah.
list of things to do for sure. But we already have Elytras. We already have
Mhm.
Elytras.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It could have been a cool like MacGuffin in later films to like, oh, that I want this new. I hear tale of this flying device, then like that propels you. Like it could be so cool, so interesting, and they just didn't do anything with it. It was just a throwaway thing. Now it just seems like you can find them anywhere. Um, also, didn't love like a lot of my complaints come with just not exploring the potential of a lot of the things that they introduced, like the woodland mansions themselves. Dude, if you're gonna have a moment with Jason Momoa dying and then coming back still being alive somehow, and you went to a woodland fucking mansion and you don't like take advantage of killing or killing a that's not a is it's not a vindicator, is it?
Yeah.
Uh, is it, that's the vindicator, the one with the magic?
Uh, I thought the Vindicator were the Axe guys.
What are the magic ones? I forget. That's what I thought too. I thought the Vindicators were the axe guys, but what are the magic ones? I can't remember what they are. While you look it up, I'll keep going. Uh, but kill one of those. I know it's hard because they use magic, yada yada. It's probably not a very believable scenario for them to be able to kill one. But dude, it's a funny, goofy movie. You can make it happen by accident somehow, right? And then you have a totem of undying, have Jason Momoa steal that off of them because he thinks it's valuable, and that saves his life, and have that be the thing. Like it's so simple and such a cool thing that you could have done, Instead, you just like, oh, I just used the water bucket trick that Steve showed us. I'm like,
which
okay,
he which he didn't because they were on a bridge with water underneath it.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was weird. I was like, wait, how, like you should have just fell into the water and been fine.
Yeah. It's just like, but also like I'm supposed to believe that he just a direct blast of TNT. He was just chilling. Like that didn't even hurt him at all. It was just it just knocked him off the bridge. That's all it did.
They're
Uh,
evokers.
Evokers, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, kill one of them and then get a totem of undying or like find one in the thing. Uh Another thing that annoyed me is with the nether portal at the end, the gigantic one looks cool, sure, but the way they take it down, they have a gas that Jason Momoa is controlling. Shoot it, and it gets crumbled, like it starts to fall apart. It'd be cool if the gas just shot it and just like shut off, right? But a gas can it's obsidian. It can't destroy obsidian. Like, what are we doing? Um, I did love also. I think that they were going for this maybe that the blue cube. I don't remember what it's called. The orb, I guess, and the earth crystal were meant to look like a beacon. I think that that's what they were going for. And I do think that was cool to add it to the gamification of things. I do think that was cool. Uh, this is more of like a Cinema Sins thing, but like what a Hail Mary, bro. Like putting the one ender pearl they got into his tater tot launcher and just just lobbing that thing up there. If he missed, like this shit's over, man. Like, oh my god. Uh that's all I can think about off the top of my head for game stuff, though.
Oh, come on.
That
Come
bothered me.
on.
Off the top of my head, that's all I can think of.
How about
I forgot a lot
really
about this movie.
a really big offender is a nether potion that allows pigmen to come to the overworld. And that gas can just come to the
Yeah,
overworld.
that's
That's a
true,
big
too.
one.
See, that's crazy because I'm watching it and I'm like, when did like is this all new stuff? Like, am I really like that out of touch with Minecraft? Because I'm like, bro, it got to the point where I was like, is this like Earth Crystal orb thing? Like, is this something that's actually in the game? Like, am I just that out of touch with the game, or is like half of this create? So that's why I was so excited to get in here and talk because I'm like, I'm gonna ask questions on if I'm just absolutely losing my mind or if this shit is just creative liberties.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a balance of both. What like that is
Yeah.
just so they can connect it to the real world, which like is not that offensive just because like the overworld goes to the nether through a portal. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's not that far of a stretch in terms of how it relates to the game. Um, Another big one for me would be the iron golems that they were making, and then they put the boots on one, and it's just a
Oh yeah.
superhero iron golem.
Oh my god.
Like
Are the boots an actual thing in the game?
you can have enchanted
Yeah,
boots.
but
But you can't put them on
there's no like
golems.
feathers or
Absolutely not. No, that was just a random thing. Or I
I'm
mean,
so glad y'all are telling me this because I'm like, dude, no way I'm this out of touch.
yeah. Even just in general with how most of the mobs work, it's like if you're in a box, they don't chase you anymore. Not really. Like if you have
Yeah,
a
that's
if you have
true.
a door, sure, but they were in a box and they were trying to
Oh yeah.
break through. They sent a suicide creeper like it's Lord of the Rings and
Dude, and
Helm's
yeah,
Deep.
that's the thing I had a problem with too. Like the creeper just blew up because it got shot by the skeleton. That what? That like
Just
that's not how that works at all. And I don't know. It's just
yeah.
annoying.
I do think like things that are from the game that they could have used better would be like the 20-minute night cycle. Like thinking in retrospect of like, oh, that's a cool concept that if this was a much better movie could have been used really well. Where if it's like an hour 40-minute movie, then you go through 5 different cycles of day and the night, day night.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
could have been utilized cool. And instead it just like happened. How about the creeper mine where there's just a million creepers
Yeah.
and they're just like slapping them, but they're like right.
And they're fine. They're just chilling. Yeah.
And then they decide to blow up as
Yeah,
they're
when the bad guy's there. Yeah.
yeah. And I get like they cause an explosion, but it was weird like the Elytra action scene where like a ghast running into like a wall, like the side of a mountain, cause it to just like explode like
Explode.
it's a
Yeah.
plane or something.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
That I was like, there should just be like a little tear dropping right now. Actually, there should not be a big ass explosion.
yeah.
Also, were there redstone torches next to the redstone rails? Do you remember that?
I
I guess
don't
they could have been
remember.
on
I think
redstone
so.
blocks also, but I
I
don't
think there
think
was redstone.
there was redstone torches next to
I
them.
think so, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Couple other little ones. Slime cube.
What about it?
Well,
Because I don't think I had a problem with it.
a slime cube that's just like the block above you. You don't
Okay,
get
that's
any extra height from it.
Fair,
It
fair,
doesn't
fair.
just bounce you like a trampoline.
That's fair.
You have to
You have to
jump
have
from a
momentum.
height
Yeah.
to gain some height.
Mhm.
He just used it to propel himself into the air.
Yeah, into the
Yeah, and even I mean, there's so many little moments. Like even the chicken jockey scene. Like we're just creating this world where the vindicators and the evokers of the woodland mansion have a fight
Yeah.
club
Yeah,
where you fight
bro.
a chicken jockey and
I
they tie you up to the side of the ring like. And then in the same scene, this is the last thing I'll mention off the top of my head, is the Enderman, which like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
guess like not a terrible idea that it's mind warping manipulation. I think of that more as like a good use for like the warden later on. I
Mhm.
don't think of it for Enderman. Um I mean, I like that they still committed to like the whole he's teleporting and attacking you and whatever. And I thought the
Yeah,
look of the Enderman was fine,
yeah, me too.
but the hallucinations were weird and then all of
I
the
just
characters
like he
had
just
purple.
shakes it off too.
Yeah.
Like he it's happening and then all of a sudden he's just like, "Wait, what am I doing?" Like,
And
"Wait,
then he
what?"
just just kills it.
Where
Um
what are the stakes there? Like that's just annoying.
yeah. And within that, with the hallucinations, everyone has like purple glowing eyes except for Steve.
Yeah, the
And
web.
they said that was a rendering, like they
Yeah,
couldn't.
which I
I'm
think
like,
they're
what
trying
are
to
what
yeah,
are we
they're
doing?
trying to play
It's
into
just a
the
lie.
hero
It's just
blind thing.
stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, just a lot of stupidity. I'll say one final thing, I promise. Even with the Elytra action scene, it feels like it was like a wingsuit, like they could just fly up and
Forever.
down and like
Yeah.
you need some sort of propulsion in order to gain height, significant height.
Yeah.
And so it, you know, they just kind of did what they wanted. Or even the fact that two of them rode on each other and then went through a
Yeah.
bunch of different sex positions together while flying. Um,
I
that's not a
actually
thing in the game at this point.
I did find that funny when they had to go head to toe. And then they like had to scrunch up to get through. I thought that was funny and like somewhat cool,
And then the
honestly.
shot of Jack Black when he like reaches over and is climbing back up
He's
and he
climbing
just
back
grabs his butt. I thought it was funny too. I was just like, it was still a feeling of this can't be real.
Yeah,
This can't be real.
I agree.
It definitely didn't feel like a real movie at all. It was definitely a trip. Like I'm like, okay, this is a Minecraft movie, but what is all of this other funky, weird acid trip stuff going on with Jack Black playing Steve and then these other random I don't know. It was something. It was truly something. Yeah.
And like also like with the final battle stuff, like you have this supposedly super creative kid, and all we do is make iron golems, which I assume Steve taught him how to make. And so like I don't
Yeah.
know, like we could have had this kid make some kind of cool redstone contraption. That's a cool idea. I don't know, man. Like way to drop the ball on something
Yeah.
that has so much like potential for cultural significance. Not that it's not hitting the cultural significance, even with how bad it is, um, but it's just such a letdown, man. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm okay with the sequel, is because like I hope that they could learn from it and do something better. But I mean, I also think you're right though. Like, do a sequel, but let's just reboot it instantly because like this is This is I don't think this is the way so far.
Yeah, I don't think so. My theater experience was pretty normal. Mostly families, lots of children. So I didn't get the college age crowd of people who were going to go crazy. Probably because of the time that I went, it was like early afternoon on a Saturday. Like if I had caught it like Thursday night or Friday night, I'm sure I would have got a little bit more of that. But
Yeah.
no cheering for Chicken Jockey, no quoting the lines as it was happening, no throwing popcorn all over the place.
Hey man, that's good for
Um,
you.
I mean, the
Did you
fact that
Did you see the end credit scene and everything?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what my first thought was?
What?
What's that streamer's name?
Long hair specifically, or
Well, she has red hair, but
Amaranth?
Amaranth.
Amaranth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, that was my
No
first.
way.
I
What?
was
No
what?
way.
I was like, why is she in this movie?
I
What?
didn't even get a chance to be like curious as to who it was, because like again, those same kids, as soon as that door opened, Alex, it's Alex. Oh my god, it's Alex. Dude, shut up.
Were
Man.
they, dude? Was it like a? Was the whole theater like participating, or was it just them?
It was largely them. And I would say that like the people that weren't doing it felt emboldened to do it because those kids were doing it. So
Hmm.
like there were two people literally right next to me, and like they were being somewhat like respectful throughout the whole thing. Like I don't know if they like know sign language or what. I mean I don't imagine they're deaf. Otherwise, why would you go to this movie? But I don't know if they just know ASL or something, and they were just signing to each other every now and then. They'd still talk to each other as well, and then like they'd freak out too whenever like the chicken jockey line came up or whatever. And I was like, dude, what am I doing? Like, I don't know. The Alex thing is a bit more excusable to me because I can see that as like a genuine excitement thing, because like that wasn't in any like trailers to be memed or anything like that. But
I think it's just it doesn't give me hope for the future because it really is showing like they're committed to this live action hybrid, whatever the heck
Yeah,
that they're
yeah,
doing.
not at all.
true.
Here, there are two last things I want to cover. One, I just have to say my piece on, because I've seen this on Twitter a whole lot, and it just gets to a point where like, you look at something and you're like, all right, dude, like it's not that deep, and like everyone quote tweeting how much money this movie's making, and just being like, I hate every single one of y'all. What are y'all doing to movies? Y'all are, and it's just so weird that like on one hand they can be like, nobody's going to movie theaters. Like, what do we do? Like, I get being annoyed by the popcorn throwing and all that. Like, it's out of hand. Like it's
Yeah.
just it gets to a point. But to always say, look at all these movies that are flopping. Why aren't y'all going to movies? Go to the movies. Movies are dying. But then when something like this, that granted it's memed, but I think even if it wasn't memed, a lot like this would have made a ton of money because kids love Minecraft. We love Minecraft. Like adults around the world, there's people that are like 30, 40 that absolutely love Minecraft that probably would have went to go watch this movie. It was going to make a ton of money regardless. So for them to come back and quote tweet this and be like, I hate y'all. We're never going to get out of this hole. It's like pick and choose what your argument. You either want people to go to movies and watch these movies make a lot of money, or you want to gatekeep and just want them to go to original IPs and nothing with established IPs. Just absolutely nothing. No Hunger Games movies, no Minecraft movies, no sequels, nothing at all. Pick and choose what you want your argument to be. Because it irritates me how I just see the same two things being combated. No one goes to movies. Y'all are stupid for supporting a Minecraft movie and blowing it up and not watching Mickey 17 instead. It has been absolutely pissing me off lately. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I know y'all won't like this because I don't know. Charlie, maybe. I have a huge connection to this game because it was like my entire late teenage years. And that is long overdue if they make a Fortnite movie. 1,000%. I think they need to make a Fortnite movie.
Dude, a Fortnite movie would basically be like Ready Player One at this point. Like,
and you know what? It would make
just-
$1 billion easily.
It
It like
would.
I cannot see a
put
universe
Sabrina
where
Carpenter in there.
that I cannot see make her win. I cannot see a universe where people are looking at what the Minecraft movie is doing and being like, nah, I don't think we should make a Fortnite movie. It's not a big dude. That is the biggest game possibly
Dude,
of the 2010s. I don't know. I'm not a big gamer, but
and it'd
I
basically
would
be like a
say
Hunger Games movie. Like that's what Hunger Games is.
exactly.
It's like a battle royale. So it's like, yeah.
So you already got like the established, plot there. I don't know. Just like imagine the dialogues. Like, I don't know. I think it could be sick. I think it would make so much money. And I think it's long overdue. I think a Fortnite movie absolutely has to be made because when I tell you there were days where I spent, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding when I say this, 15 hours in a day on that game. I would be up until 10 a.m. with my buddies playing Fortnite. I was so obsessed with that game. And it's incredible. That is a huge part of my late teenage years. And seeing that adapted into a movie would be phenomenal. I think it's long overdue. I think it should be live action. I mean, you're gonna get butts and seats that way.
It's true.
Maybe I don't know. You could do what the Minecraft movie did and have the world be animated, but have to.
But how do you make
it's gonna look like shit.
How do you make Durr Burger not look stupid in live action?
Oh, you don't have to take it serious at all. I would say do what the Minecraft movie's doing.
Okay.
Have two players team up and then like in a solo match and then one just disappears and is like, oh shit, he just got
Fucking
like
Jonesy
killed.
narrating. This is the
Dude.
battle bus.
And then it's just the battle bus. Everyone in the theater freaking out. I don't know. You could even just do like the old skins that Fortnite had, not like the joined in, get the rights to this character, rights to this. Just do the old OG skins. The
Who would be
Battle Pass
cast
skins,
as like
whatever.
the default skin? Like Logan Paul,
Chris Pratt.
Chris
Chris Pratt.
Ryan.
That's
Gosling.
That's what I think it was Troyer commented that on my tweet. He said Chris Pratt is Jonesy. I mean, honestly, it'd make a lot of money. Is that it for the Minecraft movie?
Please,
I don't
yeah.
got anything else to say.
Please. It's a great discussion when Ben says please to the next topic. All right, moving on to our next bit of news. We got some Marvel news, some insane, crazy Comic-Con news. I'll try and get through this.
CinemaCon.
CinemaCon.
Noob. Yeah.
I'm
noob.
sorry. What did I say? I'm trying to type like
Comic-Con.
the time code. Comic-Con. Well, it's not too bad. I thought I said something incredibly stupid. All the CinemaCon.
Something racist, like you say every other
Sawcon.
time you record, Aiden.
Yeah, you said Sawcon.
Whoa. Hey, don't tell them I edit those out. Yeah, do you keep up with Sawcon, Charlie? What?
Shut
Oh,
up,
you
man.
don't?
Shut
Really?
up, man. Just shut up and get to
What?
You think I'm gonna fall for your stupid?
Dude, no, I mean,
yeah, okay, yeah. I bet you are being serious. All right.
all
Why don't you suck on my nuts, buddy? Why don't you suck on mine?
All right, getting into Thunderbolts news. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of random tweets saved. A lot of them being Fantastic Four, but there are some Thunderbolt stuff sprinkled in, so hence why I'm starting with it. The first bit of news is not big news at all, but I do have a video we can watch if y'all want to. The Thunderbolts CinemaCon footage confirms Bucky lasts less than half a term as a congressman. Don't know why I saved that to add it into here, but I don't know. Maybe y'all had some theories on why he
I read that
lasts
wrong.
half a term.
When I read
What'd
that
you-
the other day.
what'd
I
you
read
think
it
it
as,
was?
like we meet him in his last half term, the last half of his term, I guess.
Oh,
But
no! The article
read that.
says that
That makes
he
more
lasts
sense.
half a term.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that could be a fun little thing that they could tease around a bit in the movie. Getting into, I haven't watched this. I don't know if y'all have. I just saved it because I was like, hey, maybe we can check it out on the pod. First behind the scenes look at Thunderbolts. It's a 1:23 long video if y'all want to watch it.
Sure.
Behind the scenes.
Alrighty.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen this.
Alrighty. Audio listeners, I apologize, and I really hope that this does not get blocked on YouTube. So we'll see what kind of music they use, because that would be a pain. Everyone on YouTube would just be watching and be like, oh, cool, they're just talking about footage that didn't get to see at all. Anyways, here is first behind the scenes look at Thunderbolts, and y'all let me know if y'all can hear pretty well.
We've been getting to do a lot of our and there's that countdown of 3, 2, 1, go. And then, all hell breaks loose. Action!
The chicken?
That was the easy part. Yeah. So here we're at the Merdeka 118, getting ready to do a real base jump off the second.
Whoa!
Damn.
What?
Hey, okay. Any stunt in any movie, this is amazing. How many times do you see someone throwing themselves off the building? It's strange how zen I feel.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh my God.
That's crazy. Tom Cruise, baby.
Bro, let women have their chance, bro. Support them, man.
Dude, I'm the biggest Florence Pugh supporter. You got me tripping.
So much fun.
Oh, look at them. Okay.
And I'm this movie's biggest supporter, bro.
Stupid
Immediate-
logo, bro.
Immediate thoughts. I absolutely love how little green screen I saw in that entire clip. That is insane.
That's a fair
A
point.
ton of practical
It occurred to me.
sets. A ton of like the tank is they're actually flipping a whole like tank or whatever, truck, I guess. They're actually flipping a whole truck and having it capsize or whatever. They're throwing shit on top of cars, crushing them. And then obviously that Florence Pugh jumping off the second highest building in the world. Obviously I know she didn't actually do it and pop a parachute, but still, to even just have her do that and not just green screen it like the Black Widow stuff. Man. Fuck, man. that
what they didn't want was the Black Widow stuff again. Truthfully.
Dude, well, like even just what, like even the whole like New York scene that we always see about like what we theorize would be the third act with Sentry, where they're fighting Sentry and whatnot. Even that, just seeing like all of those buildings being around like that, they're actually on location filming all of that, and it's not just a whole bunch of blue screen everywhere. I feel like they dropped that behind the scenes look as like a, hey, look, we're doing all this stuff practical, as much of it as we can. That makes me insanely even more excited for the movie.
Oh yeah, you were excited? I didn't know that.
Dude, oh my God, bro. I cannot wait to go back and listen to the video of you being like, Thunderbolts, yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah, when it was announced,
there.
when it was announced, but I changed my tune.
Oh.
I changed my tune way long ago. Where you been?
I don't mind. I don't care, because the Fantastic Four stuff I've been on since day one. So I don't switch up on my projects.
Hold on. Wait. You think I'm not on the Fantastic Four stuff?
No, I'm saying
I was on the Fantastic Four stuff when you were still drinking out of a fucking bottle.
Your baby, your sweet little MCU baby is something that you didn't even care about when it got announced. My MCU baby is something that I've been on since it got announced.
Shut up. You're acting like
we're not in the same level.
Is not also my baby, dude. Get out of here, man.
Oh,
the Thunderbolts comes out in less than a month. Of course, I'm going to be talking about Thunderbolts more so than I'm going to be talking about Fantastic Four. We haven't even seen a second trailer from that shit.
Yeah, enough to put it on your list. Enough to put it on your list.
I didn't get to, buddy.
You wouldn't have in the first. You wouldn't have. You had Michael. I bet you Michael was higher than Fantastic Four on your little rough draft.
No, it was.
Things I'm gonna pick. Things I'm gonna pick.
Dude,
Oh, we
it
didn't
was
even do a
literally-
list update.
Was that what was supposed to be next?
Bro, you were hosting.
No, that was
Whose
supposed to
fault
be
is
after the
that?
intro.
Oh, really?
We'll do it. We'll
I
do it
thought we
after
were
the
saving it
news.
to the
We'll do it
end.
after the news.
But
yeah. Well, we
uh,
were.
my original, the way I was gonna go Invincible and then Fantastic Four. But then I went because I had to go first, so it went Invincible. I got Invincible, then Ben went, and then you got Bam, something, and then Fantastic Four. I think it was Avatar and Fantastic Four.
You did
outta
go
here, bro.
Avatar first, to be fair.
Well, because I knew either. I even said it. I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter what I pick first here. I got back-to-back picks, so let me just go with this one. Anyways, this guy over here.
Never disrespect me and my love for the Fantastic Four ever again, or I swear to God, you'll remain there. You will remain there, boy.
Get back in your spot, buddy. I guess I really didn't have a ton of Thunderbolts news. Just those
Call him
two.
boy,
Just
Aiden.
those
What
two
are you doing?
things.
Like
Get
you
back to it.
usually do.
Stupid. They're running with this narrative, huh? It's crazy.
Movie looks good. I can't lie. I'm
Looks
excited.
incredible. Looks incredible.
Damn, it's finally coming around, bro. Oof,
I
we got
feel
a
like the
heater on
same-
our
like-
hands, bro.
I thought everything looked good, but I usually think that the Marvel trailers look good. So it's not like I don't have as many like worries as I usually do. They're all still there. Just
Sure, yeah.
it's a good little teaser.
Yeah, that behind the scenes video is a bright shining light.
It is
the,
weird to
Marvel
me that
tunnel.
it's in like 3 weeks. Like I feel like it came up really quick. Somebody asked me, they said, "Do you have a plan already for Thunderbolts?" And I had to do a double take and be like, "That comes out like soon," and it does. It just doesn't feel like we should be getting another Marvel movie for some
I
reason.
know.
No, I agree with
Yeah.
that 100%. Yeah. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel like that at
it's
all. Even though like it's
exciting.
dropping in the typical like Marvel time, like early
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah, the formula this year has been great. You got your little Spider-Man show in the beginning, Brave New World, then we got Daredevil, and then right after Daredevil ends, it's like what, a week, 2 weeks until
It's like a week, yeah.
damn, it would be just a week until Thunderbolts comes out. Yeah. Got my tickets today. More than excited, dude. It's I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll get Charlie's first movie. We'll get the first movie actually for the
Yeah.
aside from my flop. All right. Into our next bit of news. We got the Fantastic Four. Lots of beautiful news coming out. The picture's uploading right now. Charlie, I don't know if that's what you were like looking to do or whatever. Saw your eyes wandering
That actually
for the
is-
background. It's uploading. That's why I was like trying to draw it out. I don't know. It's taking forever to upload. Anyways, I'll go ahead. If you beat me to it, you beat me to it. This is a lot of just like random news that I was seeing over the week. So forgive me if I don't have a lot of structure, but we can just talk about every piece of news after I say it. The Fantastic Four First Steps director Matt Shackman says the film is very much about the spirit of the space race. It's about JFK and optimism. It's imagining these four going into space instead of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, which we knew about. And it's nice to hear him say. And then on his ground,
that's what it was though. Was that they're going instead of Neil Armstrong? I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's cool. I think that's cool.
I guess I didn't really take it that way. I guess I because it says he said the film is very much about the spirit of the space race. I guess yeah, that would make sense. It's
I guess
imagining
maybe
for-
he's
yeah,
talking about the
wow.
spirit of the space race, so maybe not like literally they go instead of them, but like it's like that's the
They're the
purpose
first
and
people to go to the moon.
to go to space. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, he says it's imagining these four going instead of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. So
Yeah.
wow, yeah. That which we knew, like we saw the poster and whatnot of them being celebrated as heroes, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, exciting piece of news regardless. And then this was him on his grounded version of space. No wormholes. Their tech is very much retro future, but it's also booster rockets. It's a combination of Marvel and Apollo 11. So nothing fancy, nothing crazy, no wormholes, no stuff like that, which I'm sure we'll have the interdimensional space, time travel, stuff like that. I'm sure we'll get that. But in terms of the movie and what I'm assuming the first, like, what, 2.5 acts, no wormholes, very retro future tech. It's like Marvel meets Apollo 11, which I love it, man. I love a Fantastic Four movie that's grounded in the themes of space and I don't know, the Fantastic Four being celebrated as heroes for going on this mission and going on a space mission and then turning into actual superheroes. Everything that he was saying about this movie this week had me just like as Charlie loves to say, had me looking like a giddy little bitch. All right, what can I say?
Little bitch.
You always say,
guess
say,
I am.
I'm a giddy little bitch right now. And then he said this was him commenting on the team being famous in the film. The idea is that they are the most famous people in America because they're adventurers, explorers, astronauts, not because they're superheroes. And they come back and they're superheroes on top of it. Oh, wow. I literally just said that. I promise you I haven't read any of these tweets. Not because they're superheroes, but they come back and they're superheroes on top of that aspect. But primarily, they're astronauts, their family. Oh, my God.
Family, baby. They're family, baby. That's what I
Jeez.
love. That's what I'm here for, baby.
He understands the themes.
Ben has always been a rock, not you, bitch. What are you looking at? I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
I'm in this call. We're talking.
What
are you?
I'm sorry.
He's looking at. It's
Where
funny
do you want
because
me
he's
to
like,
look?
if you look at him, like I'm facing my camera, and then you and Ben are like facing like this. So it's like he's not even looking anywhere near your direction.
All right, he's doing too much now. Good, bro.
And then this was just him on the movie. This was my possibly favorite bit of news. We are our own universe, which is wonderful and liberating. There's really no other superheroes. There's no Easter eggs. Eventually, this world will meet up with other worlds, but for now, this is our own little corner. That piece of news had me the happiest out of everything, because I know there's been a whole bunch of discussions on like, oh, it's the multiverse. Why don't we tell this story that's just in a multiverse universe, not connected to our, not connected to our heroes? Why does it have to tie in? Why does it have to be set now? And like things like that. So to see them finally explore a superhero movie that's not set in the main 616 universe, it is its own universe. It's its own corner. Obviously, we know the Fantastic Four are going to meet up with other heroes. I mean, they're going to be in Doomsday. They're superheroes. They're the Fantastic freaking Four. Of course, they're going to be with other heroes. But for this movie, this is their own universe. This is their own little corner, which means they have will to do whatever they want. They don't have to be canon because they're in their own universe. They don't have to stick with what other movies have set up. And just him saying that all of that is very liberating makes me incredibly happy. That was my favorite piece of news that he dropped this week.
I mean, you already know I'm here for the entirety of this, man. The family thing, that's all me, bro. That's all.
All right. Let's chill out. Let's chill out. All right, here is our here is one of our first looks at Joseph Quinn and Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm and Johnny Storm. Audio listeners, I apologize. It is just Johnny Storm and Sue Storm working together in a lab. Looks like they're working on 4 different like oxygen tanks. I assume this is before the mission. I mean, they're decked out in some different space suits, not their superhero suits, and they're in an all white lab, just being science people. I don't know. Great image. Great image. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
We are science. And then we got another one here. Oh shit, sorry. Oh my god, look at how good Pedro looks as Reed, bro.
Yeah, I remember when you were shitting on that casting, buddy. I remember when
You
were
actually
shitting on that
were.
casting.
You actually were.
No.
I guarantee you were because I was
Oh,
like,
I know.
I was like,
Well, I wasn't
how
shitting
do?
on it. I was like, the only problem I had with it was how.
Oh, what? Because he's Mexican? What do you have against Mexicans playing? Yeah,
Well, just the usual, like what Charlie always says.
yeah.
Oh, no way this is getting twisted on me, bro. That's crazy.
And I am
Aiden-
Mexican, by the way, for anybody viewing. I'm not just
You
like
have to
straight.
clarify,
up
that's
just
crazy,
doing
bro.
that.
That's crazy.
Well, because
just to let
if
everybody
people are
know.
like, "Whoa," he just straight up throwing out like, "I'm 100% Mexican."
Yeah, that's why you didn't want. Oh my god, I always forget his name, bro. The guy who's in
Jokes
Of
ruined.
course
That's
you would.
crazy.
Of course you would forget his name. Yeah.
He's black. Shut up, Ben.
Oh, not John David Washington.
That's what exactly. I almost said that
John David
too, but I was like,
Washington?
I know it's
Yeah.
not him. It's not him. Yeah, it's
I think it was.
is another.
was-
It's another 3 name though. It's a 3 name.
No, that might have been you from The Good Place. Is that who you're talking about?
No, yeah, the Good Place guy. We
Oh,
both
yeah.
wanted it, but I was about to make a joke about how you said you don't want
William
it.
Jackson Harper.
Well, thank you. There you go.
So yeah, we got some 2 beautiful pictures. For audio listeners, that was just Pedro Pascal and Eben Moss Backrack standing next to each other in their spacesuits as well, matching spacesuits with the other family. I think that most definitely is right before the mission because that's the same picture, or that's the same setting that Ben's looking at whenever he's in the Thing transformation. So anyways, cool little first looks. And then a description of the footage was shown at Comic-Con. I'm sure y'all saw stuff about this flying around.
Not really. No.
I figured Charlie
Like
would.
I knew that
I
they
didn't-
showed footage, but I didn't read the description or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I didn't really read it either. Actually, I know that they.
I saw the beats. Yeah, I saw the beats that people were talking about, but I haven't read it. Okay, get ready for this. The footage opens with our titular family / superhero group being brought onto a talk show. It is established that the Fantastic Four have been around for a good while in this alternate universe of the MCU and are beloved by their society. Sue and Reed arrive late to dinner with Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm, but to make up for it, she announces that she is pregnant. Johnny congratulates the couple, saying Sue will make a great mom and joking that Reed has some work to do. Okay, that's actually hilarious.
That's awesome.
That's actually hilarious.
I'm
Wow.
laughing more than him. I'm laughing more than Aiden because
That's a great joke right there. That was all right. Now who wins? All right. Things seem to be going well in this dimension until the Silver Surfer comes down to Earth and warns the Fantastic Four that their world has been marked. Stupid. Comes to Earth and warns the Fantastic Four that their world has been marked for imminent destruction. The shadow of Galactus is shown looming over New York. I'm assuming it's the same as the first trailer. And the Silver Surfer tells our heroes that they are in a race against time to save Earth from destruction. A civilian asks Reed Richards if they're going to be okay, to which he answers, I don't know. We see him consumed by his research, burdened by their heroic responsibilities. Oh my God. I fucking love that, actually. That's that, man. Sue and Reed make a promise for the future of their child, and we are shown Reed giving a speech and telling the public that the Fantastic Four will protect them. The trailer ends with a shot of the Silver Surfer riding the iconic board away from the burning flames of an explosion. My God.
Finger licking good. That's what that is.
My God, we are cooking. Wow.
Hey Ben, you got something to say, buddy, or you just what? You a Superman Dick Rider because it's on your
Dude,
list, huh?
Listen, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, and I'm not really down on any of what we're talking about. But
the trailers always look good. Oh, okay.
I've been let down by Marvel time and again. I feel like it's really hard for me to regain the same level of excitement for things until we actually get them. Like Daredevil, I was super worried about it. Now, week to week, I'm hyped because I'm loving it.
Fair.
And like, if I sit down to watch Thunderbolts and it's great, I'll be super happy and I'll love it. That's great. But I don't have the same just like automatic hype levels that I used to for Marvel stuff anymore. I have to see it to believe it. So it's all pointing towards a good direction with Fantastic Four. Even just that theme.
Oh my
Probably-
god, it's so
It's
good.
probably like the best theme for any project that I've heard this year through trailers or anything like that. It probably goes to that, maybe Superman, but probably Fantastic Four. So I'm definitely there. It's just my hesitation of I got to sit down and watch it. Like that's what will convince me that it's going to be good. Whereas I used to just like automatically be like, I can't wait to watch the next great Marvel movie.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm so fully bought in. If I get let down and this movie sucks, it's completely my fault. But I'm willing to take that risk and be so high on this and so completely bought in on this that I'm fine taking that. I'm fine. I'm fine taking that risk. Everything I heard this week about the movie was just, I mean, in the words of Charlie, made me a giddy little bitch. What can I say? I am very excited, and July cannot come fast enough. If nobody had any more thoughts on the trailer, I will end it off with this bombshell. Now, look, I don't know how reliable this guy is. Said it's a possible leak, may or may not happen. He's being very coy about this, but this just came on my feed out of nowhere. I'm just putting it out there just on the off chance that this happens and is in the movie. So I would say spoiler warning, but I honestly highly doubt that this is a genuine leak. Just throwing it out there to end off the segment and, just in case it does happen. The Beyond Reporter, at Beyond Reporter on Twitter, says, an incursion and a mysterious Chris Evans. This is the final scene of Fantastic Four.
Okay.
No,
It makes sense.
no.
In my eyes, it makes sense. I'm just throwing it out there.
What
Oh,
makes
look at
sense?
here comes Ben. Here comes Ben.
No,
Oh, hold
no.
on. The Debbie
I'm not gonna-
Downer.
I'm not going to say anything, but explain to me how it makes sense. Or why
An
it's something that I
incursion.
should be excited for.
Oh, here he go. Why should I be excited for Marvel leaks, man? Just let's be honest.
Why should I be excited for Marvel anymore at all?
That's just like I just say okay. I don't know. That's just my genuine response is to say okay.
The boy ain't bought in,
It'd
but
be better than the post-credit scene of Captain America, so it's fine with me.
hey,
I'll be honest. I don't remember what the post-credit scene was for Captain America.
Just the leader in prison. Oh, there's something big coming.
Oh
You don't
yeah,
even- you don't even
the
know
Doom
it yet.
tease. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, buddy.
honestly, well, the more stuff I see about it, the more I don't think it's a Doom. And they had, I don't know, I had watched this new Rockstars video because I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I was like, I don't want to listen to any of my other podcasts. I'll just throw this on. Like, I'll just go to sleep listening to this. And he was talking about the interview that Julius Ona, I believe his name is, did, where he brought up the Illuminati. And somebody had the interviewer had asked him about the Illuminati being in the early draft of the movie. And Eric Voss was like, look, I looked everywhere and I didn't see not one report talking about the Illuminati being in an early draft until Julius Ona said, oh, yeah, we kind of played around with it. And so he was like, there was no, like, he could have easily been like, oh, no, we didn't have the Illuminati anywhere near. But he offered that information up voluntarily to the reporter trying to get a scoop, which he went into a whole video about how it'll tie into Doomsday. And then I've seen other videos that they tie that post-credit scene into Doomsday, which I don't think they did. I don't think they did it on purpose. Let me be clear. But it is an interesting listen or watch if you want to go ahead and check that out. I've seen a lot of people say the Dark Avengers and that's the end game is the original six coming back as bad versions of themselves. Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, stuff like that. Whatever. I mean, that's a discussion for later. We don't have to debate stuff like that right now. Because I know Ben's going to be like, I don't care about the OG6, bro. I'm not excited. I mean, nothing can faze me at this point.
Dude.
I think if on the off chance that this is true, an incursion and Chris Evans showing up at the end of the Fantastic Four, keep in mind what the last movie. Would I be right saying that the last movie before Doomsday?
Fantastic.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, where else are you gonna set some stuff up? Where
I
else
guess
are you
we
gonna
gotta
plant
do
some seeds?
something.
Where else are you gonna plant seeds? And Chris Evans appearing. That's a.
I truly think I think that they can take the route of just saying they planted the seed in Captain America. I think that they can do that and get away with it. As stupid as it was, as much as we didn't like it, I think that they can absolutely get away with that.
There's
It's so
no
ambiguous of like, oh, there's something coming. We told you guys there's something coming. Like, it's not
But
good.
do you
but I think they can get away with it.
do you genuinely think? Which I don't think this is what you're saying at all. I'm just sake of conversation. Do you genuinely think there will be nothing in Thunderbolts or Fantastic Four? Let's say a post credit scene that could get us to Doomsday.
I think if anything, there's gonna be something in Thunderbolts.
What really in
The
Thunderbolts and
most
not
that-
Fantastic Four?
Well, because we know that they're gonna. I mean, granted, the Fantastic Four is also gonna be in Doomsday, but we know that the Thunderbolts are also in Doomsday.
I just feel like in a grounded movie, I feel like you'd rather introduce that in a time universe jump.
I think the
movie.
most you're gonna get from Fantastic Four is just showing how they get from there to the MCU universe.
Interesting.
I think that's the most you get.
I don't know with the Reed and Doom stuff. I feel like there's something there you could do, especially sitting them next to each other. Surely you don't just only have that for Doomsday and Secret Wars with no even small sliver of indication in the movie. Whether that be just a one-liner or a little tease at the end or a post-credit scene. I don't know. But, for the sake of conversation, if we get to the Fantastic Four, we can come back to episode 89 and we can be like, wow, look, we were right here. Or we could be like, holy shit, we were totally wrong. But who knows? Throw shit at the wall, something's going to stick.
Yeah, you'll be wrong. As per usual.
Look, buddy, would I really care to be wrong about a potential leak? You got me all types of messed up. All right.
Oh, sorry, you talking to me? I zoned out.
You don't.
No,
wait,
I wasn't.
So Aiden, you don't care to be wrong, but you're upset that I don't care.
Well, because
What do
I'm
you-
at
you
least
don't care either.
entertaining the idea. Oh, an incursion, Chris Evans, that'd be cool. Ben's like, why would I care, bro? Marvel's let me down. Why do I care? Like,
Tell me I'm not justified in feeling this way. Come on.
you are. We just have two different views on the outlook of the future. I would rather sit here and look dumb being hopeful that we're going to get a banger movie than immediately shut it down and be justified in that.
I mean,
You
you
know?
were fully bought in with the maybe real Doomsday / Secret Wars leaks that happened. You were like instantly
The
back.
concept art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been back since then.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Good for you, man.
Wait. Yeah, no,
I'm
100%.
happy
I
for
mean,
you.
that shit. I am very much always in the mindset of if I hear anything, if I see official concept art leaked, oh my gosh, like this dude and they got taken down, whatever. I'm not immediately going to be like, yeah, whatever, concept art, I don't care. Nothing crazy. I'm going to be like, holy shit, this is huge. Holy fuck, what could this mean? I am a soups content-minded driven individual to where I'm going to see a sliver of anything and I'm going to jump on it because if I get there and it lives up to the hype, cool. And I was bought in. If it doesn't, oh damn, you know what? That sucked. On to the next. But why would I sit there and just be like, shit's ass? Probably not gonna be nothing.
Dude,
Like I'd rather
I'm
at least
happy for
make
you.
myself look forward to it, So
I'm happy for you. You can be a GLB as much as you want.
Wait, what?
what?
What's a GLB?
He's been calling himself a GLB all episode.
Oh,
What
get a
are we
little
talking
bitch.
about?
Yeah, no, it's
I didn't know you.
totally fine.
I didn't know
Totally
you made
fine
an
with me.
acronym just out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell?
It just felt kind of right.
Didn't land. On to our next bit of news. We are on to some Avengers Doomsday, and all right. I'll get to one bit of news, and then Ben will probably rip up the other one. But I'll end it off strong. Kevin Feige has confirmed that Avengers Doomsday will focus on the Avengers, Wakandans, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and the original X-Men all fighting Doom. Filming begins in a few days. I mean, this is like whatever. We expected this. My thing is him outwardly coming out and just being like, yeah, this is what it is. All these people against Doctor Doom. I don't know if it should be taken as a red herring, if we should just take this as gospel and be like, holy shit, he just laid out the film for us. I don't know.
I feel like at face value, that's just what it sounds like. That's what it seems like. Like, I mean, sure, we have all the theories up and down the wall about
that is true,
Avengers
yeah,
versus X-Men, sure, and I think that sounds more compelling than just randomly having the X-Men come back and having them all team up with the Avengers and yada yada, Thunderbolts and fight Doom and Fantastic Four fight Doom. But I feel like Kevin Feige knows that, like, on a surface level, anybody who just knows that Doctor Doom is a villain and everybody else is a good guy, that's what this movie is going to be. But
yeah,
I don't think that is actually just what this movie is. I don't think so.
Yeah. I would
yeah,
agree.
no, not at all. All right, this next bit of news, some more leak stuff. All right, Ben, strap in.
Oh my god. Get me out of here, bro.
Chad Ryan from @theGeekyCast, again, don't know how reliable it is, but figured make for some good discussion. I don't know. Holy fuck, I didn't realize you can get sued for that type of shit on your own podcast nowadays, but here we go. Anyways, Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Clea, Namor, and Peter, no last name, just Peter, versus the Avengers, Thunderbolts, Wakanda, and the X-Men.
But then
that's all he said.
If you go to the replies, somebody asked Peter Spider-Man, and they replied with a GIF from No Way Home, and it was Andrew Garfield putting his arm on Ned and nodding.
Well, the other one, he has a ton of replies of the symbiote from Spider-Man 2 to people saying Peter, as in Peter who, and he's just dropping a bunch of symbiote replies. I just saw that too. Holy fuck! I mean, I could see.
I don't know if that's enough to make me buy him being a villain, and like.
But here, I'm thinking like purely in the like Marvel Rivals. That video I saw on how Marvel Rivals is based off a comic run where Doom has a team of people. What the hell just happened?
I changed it because I wanted to see the name.
Oh. Sorry. I was like, what the fuck? I'm thinking of this purely as that was actually really sick how that just kind of transitions out. I actually like that a lot. Purely in that mindset of Doom has people that are on his side because they've benefited from him breaking all of these worlds apart, where we see Shibuya 2099 and Krakoa and all that stuff. People have benefited from that, but the hero team, quote unquote, the hero team wants to restore things the way they were before Doom messed everything up. So I could see maybe a situation where we could see something like that be in the movie where, I don't know, maybe Peter just got this new life, or maybe maybe the heroes want to stop the incursion, but Peter thinks, I don't know, maybe they give him a reason for us to sympathize with him and be like, damn, I can see why these people are siding with Doom. I can also see the hero side, but at the end of the day, Doom did do this irreversible thing that I can't forgive him for. To wear the symbiote suit, I could see him be like, I could see that maybe change Peter in a way to where if he didn't have it, he wouldn't join Doom. I don't know, something like that. Maybe it has something to do with RDJ. I don't know.
What if God Emperor Doom tells him that he can bring Aunt May back? That'd be crazy, huh?
Oh my god. Or like
I don't see
he
that
tells
happening
him
in
that he can
Doomsday,
make.
but-
I guess not. I don't know. It is interesting that Spider-Man also does take place after Doomsday. You can probably help out with the news a little bit later because I didn't save a lot of Spider-Man stuff except for that thing that I sent y'all. But who knows? I don't know if that we don't know if that takes place after or it'll be its own little standalone thing. Regardless, though, Doctor Strange and Clea I can see, Namor I can see, and then Doctor Doom and Peter versus X-Men, Avengers, Thunderbolts, and Wakanda. I don't know, pretty juicy
Peter
stuff.
Quill. It's got to be.
I would. That was my first thought, but then seeing him reply to everybody with symbiote Spider-Man stuff. Well, and then somebody even said Peter who, and he said who's Peter, which makes me think, oh, everyone forgot Peter's identity. Maybe he's just making a little.
I don't think it would be Tom Holland though. I feel like with how planned they seem to be with Spider-Man 4, I don't see how they could like throw a huge wrench and stuff with Doomsday. Unless it's just a variant thing or whatever. I would see it more so being like Andrew Garfield or something.
I was supposed to say, could you not do something in here where you get Andrew Garfield because Doom promised to bring back Gwen? Could you not do something like that?
I'd levitate, bro.
In a symbiote suit. Just up the fan service even more. Put him in a symbiote suit. Why not?
God, it would anger so many people online. I don't fucking care, bro. They could eat a dick. They could eat so many dicks, bags of dicks, all the dicks.
That's like that's just such a like wet dream fantasy. Like that's just the most fantasy shit. But if they would, oh my god, that shit would be first on my list for the list next year. I'm telling you. And then we'd have Spidey on the Avengers fighting against him, like having to fight. I don't know, shit, crazy. Real quick, just to round off the Doomsday news, we had the. I can't wait for Charles, man. We had the big, the big news that this was like 2 days ago. Robert Downey Jr.'s invitation to his birthday party that showed him donning a green jumpsuit with a cape, a purple cape with like a lined with fur for the audio listeners, and a gold Doom looking mask that revealed his wavy curly hair that he is now rocking that people think is in preparation for the Doctor Doom role. And it's all in comic form with 2 Doctor Dooms at the bottom with top hats and a cane celebrating. This was his birthday invitation that a lot of people think could be.
Why does it have the British flag? I just realized in the back.
RDJ's Doctor Doom. I'm not sure. I wonder if this party was like in Britain or something or overseas. Oh, they're filming in London, are they not?
Yeah, that's where they started. That's where it starts.
He's having his birthday party on the Doomsday set.
Probably,
maybe.
Yeah, because they start. I think at CinemaCon they said they start shooting like next week. Next week being this week. So
well, he dropped. Yeah, he Feige sent a video. No, there were set leaks. There's actually like 2 set leaks. I didn't save it, but I did. Somebody had showed a close up of someone's costume. It was red and it had like furry little like spider legs coming off of it. Now, I'm not saying they were spider legs, but it looked like it. And they said, guess whose suit? and it was apparently taken from the set of Doomsday, and it looked pretty like odd. He also dropped a set leak of a big crater. A lot of people were thinking that it was an incursion, maybe like the heroes from the other world, the X-Men, dropping down and causing a crater. I don't know. Set leaks are coming out. There was even another one that showed like the outside of like an old time looking diner that was posted 14 hours ago. Anyways, could this be our first look at Robert Downey Jr.'s iteration of Doctor Doom? Now, I'm just going to come out and say this. Lots of people bashing it, which I get it. I quote tweeted this earlier this week, and I said, and if I said that this shit was a little bit gas, and Charlie replied with, here, I think you dropped this brain meme. So I'll let him go ahead and grill me real quick for it. I'll pull up the picture while you talk.
Yeah, man. This is holy shit, dude. I don't think this is I don't think this is it. I think this is. I don't think they would do it like this. Excuse me. I don't think the same company that would make us look at chairs for 5 hours would reveal the Doctor Doom costume like this. So like, I'm like, I don't think that I'm being, I don't mean to be too harsh on it, I guess, in that way. Cause like, I don't actually think this is the suit, but that's why I'm like, maybe I'm coping, but it's not, if this was it, holy fuck, am I mad on a whole nother level, in a way that I just I didn't even think I could be after the announcement of him being Doctor Doom, because that is the most like flashy bullshit Doom costume I think I've ever seen in anything ever. Like, what are we talking about? That is dumb. Good for RDJ and his birthday. His if that's what it is, if that's what it's for, hey, props to whoever designed that. All right, but keep that out of my fucking movie.
I just don't get why you don't put a comic accurate Doom on there, or like why don't you just do half Doom, half his face with his hair, and then I don't know. Why this
point.
design? What goes into this design? That like there's something that I'm like, God, this could now. Do I want this to be the suit? Fuck no, absolutely not. I think it looks cool. It looks dope. It's a cool little what if Robert Downey Jr. was Doctor Doom for some fun. Not Iron Man. What if Robert Downey Jr. was Doctor Doom and went to a ball dressed like this? Yeah, cool. I think it looks sick that way. Do I want this to be Doom's final design? Fuck no. The ones on the bottom look so sick, dude. Let that be Doom's final design.
Yeah.
I don't know. It took the internet by storm.
So upset, bro. I'll be.
I think
upset.
This would be like people's concern of, since they cast RDJ as Doom, that they want to lean too much into the fact that he's RDJ rather than letting him be Doom. And so they would do something that allows him to be more like expressive in his eyes, show more of him, and not just go like full mask, full hardcore.
Yeah. I was listening to our Comic-Con discussion the other day, our episode, just because I was like, I just want to see like what we talked about after Comic-Con. Excuse me. And I got to where Charlie said, what do you say? He was like, the only thing, like, he was like, I don't care. Like, it's cool. RDJ's back as Doom. He was like, I don't want this to be like our Dr. Doom. You're saying the same stuff that you've been saying, but you said, you were like, the only thing is, the only thing that would piss me off is if they didn't keep him in the mask, because like that's so essential to Doom's character. And I started thinking, and I was like, you literally did not need to cast RDJ then. Why? What is the significance of it if we're not going to see him out of the mask? What in the world is the significance of casting him as Dr. Doom if he is going to be in the mask the whole time? Unless we get a flashback, whatever, but still, the voice maybe, I don't know. Why though? There is no way in hell. I will die on this hill. We can come back to this in a year. No way in hell that he is not going to not be in the mask at least once in the movie. Not a flashback, as Doctor Doom once in the movie. He will take that mask off.
Yeah, definitely.
And
So
I do think it's going to be for the majority of the time, truthfully.
yeah.
So
I agree. So yeah, that wraps up our wonderful new stuff. We got the Spider-Man stuff, which we won't take too long on because we still got Daredevil episode 7 to talk about. But yeah, some wonderful Comic-Con news. Just so happened that leaks were coming out right around the time that all of this stuff was, which is why I figured, hey, why don't I bring it up? Because any other day that a leak comes out, it's like, all right, like this is just a random like leak or quote unquote leak of someone just being like, this person's in Avengers Doomsday, and this happens and it's like, okay, yeah, scroll. But the fact that all this news was coming out over CinemaCon weekend, and then a lot of these accounts were just popping up being like, hey, got some big leaks, figured it begged a little discussion. Mr. Charles, this one's for me and you, buddy. Marvel Studios is reportedly casting a 30 to 50-year-old Asian actor for a big role in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh my God. Martin Lee, come home, baby.
Super exciting to me because like it's a completely different and out there idea for a Spider-Man villain in film. Obviously, is that how I just said that? Obviously, for me, my first introduction to the character was in Spider-Man PS4, just because I think he's a more recent Spider-Man villain, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I haven't kept up with Spider-Man stuff up to that point, but comics wise. But I mean, I loved him in that game, and I'm so excited if that is the case and that is the route they're going down. I remember there were rumors a while back that they were casting a female villain, but so that is interesting for me here to hear this. But it's very easily that those rumors about the female villain could just be false. They were very early on in the stages of just script writing stuff anyway. So, I mean, I don't even know who I'd want for this to be. I know the actual voice actor for voice actor and motion capture actor who plays Martin Lee in both Spider-Man 1 and 2, the game. He said, just throw my name in there. I think he tweeted out or something like, start tagging me. And I'm sure that that'd be cool for sure. I can't think of who else I'd want to play him, but I'm super excited for what this could mean, especially if like Peter, since Aunt May died, starts taking a bigger role in Feast, and like they go through that whole route again, like they did in Spider-Man PS4 with him like running Feast, and now Peter works there instead of Aunt May, and yada yada yada. But that might seem derivative, so they might not go down that route. But there's so many different options and avenues to go down, and I think that this is a cool, fantastical, but also still very human and not like unbelievably comic booky like Scorpion might be, like putting on that Scorpion suit and like having a giant stinger coming up out of his back is kind of a bit out there. Not that I wouldn't like it myself, but I think for general audiences they might have an issue with it. And so looking at someone like Martin Lee who can like change charge things with like negative space, almost like Gambit kind of does things sometimes, and I think that also could look cool, look very visually interesting. I compare it to like the cool sequence in Thor, Love and Thunder. That one planet that they go to, there's a lot of potential for sequences like that. And with Destin Daniel Cretton,
I was just about to say that. Oh my God. Could you imagine the fight scenes?
Yeah, man.
Fighting in the negative zone with Martin Lee, hand-to-hand combat. My God, man. Like they could literally do another Mysterio like type of sequence, but this time with Martin Lee in the negative zone. I don't even know if it's called that, but I'm calling it that now. Holy shit, man.
That would
Got my
slap.
juices flowing.
Whoa. Pause, bro.
Hey,
We're
what
recording
can
right
I
now,
say?
buddy. We're
What
recording.
can I say? That was the only Spider-Man news I saved. I felt like there was more. I mean,
From
obviously we got the
like
Beyond,
leaks and
but
stuff? Yeah.
I feel like there was more brand new day stuff. Well, you know, we got the fucking whole thing, the title and the
The
Release
logo,
date.
logo.
fire logo. By
Absolutely
the
love
way.
it.
Great
Yeah.
logo. Glad they changed it up. They've been
I
doing the
think that
same
they're-
font.
I think it's a fire logo too. I do think they're going to change it though. I like every time they show a logo for a movie this early on, it always change. Like they change the font, they change how it looks.
I'm
when it gets
fine with
closer to
it.
the movie.
I would be okay with it changing, but I just hope they don't go back to what they've been doing.
Yeah. The font on the bottom is still the same. The brand new
Which is
days
fine.
is the same.
I think
yeah,
it's
which
fine.
is fine. I agree. And I love. I cannot express how much I love the font and imaging for Spider-Man, the actual word. But I unfortunately think they are going to change that. So
Yeah.
which is a bit of a bummer. But maybe I'm implanting that idea in my head and that won't actually happen, which I hope is the case. But
Yeah. It was very exciting to see that drop and then just everyone blowing up each other's phone afterwards and brand new day. Oh my gosh, this is insane. This is awesome. It was a very cool moment. For the sake of conversation, just to wrap this up, I'll bring up this. I don't even know what this is from, but it looks like maybe a leak from an article. Not an article. I mean, I'll hold it up to the screen right here in case y'all can see it. It's looks very structured, whatever. This was posted on October 17th, 2024. So about what, 7 months ago. It reads, following the events of Doomsday, which already checks out. Following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. However, well, I mean, again, I should say, Jesus Christ.
You saw this, didn't you? I remember this.
Yeah. However, peace is short-lived when a new deadly threat emerges, endangering his friends and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise. With higher stakes than ever, Peter reluctantly returns to his Spider-Man identity and finds himself teaming up with an unlikely ally to protect those he loves. And this is where I start to get like a little bit skeptical because it says Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Michael Keaton's Vulture, and Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom mentioned to join the cast. Late May 2025, late October 2025. Release date July 10th, 2026, which is only 21 days off, aka Spider-Man Brand New Day. Had the date and the title down to a T 7 months ago. You got to start to think, is there some credibility to this?
Sure, which fair thing to consider, for sure.
Mhm.
But I kind of hope not, because I don't know that I love what I'm hearing from that. Like
What part? The reluctantly, the putting down the mask again, taking a break again.
I
That'd be
don't
my
want
first thoughts. I feel like that contradicts the ending to No Way Home.
fair, very fair. I could see that in a certain way, maybe like the stress of it is a bit too much. There's a lot weighing on him, and so like he needs to like take a break and maybe try to build a new social life. One could say that. Like I could see that being a case scenario for this. Just the teaming up with unlikely allies and having it be Andrew again and Michael Keaton's Vulture for whatever reason, and then
Really,
it's not
I
saying
took.
teaming up with
Mhm.
Doctor Doom, but just him being part of the cast. I don't love that.
I
either.
took that, and this is me coping a little bit just based off what I read. I took teaming up with allies to be potentially Black Cat, and this is a lot of coping. Andrew, RDJ, and Michael Keaton having very small, more so flashback roles, where it could be like, oh, in between No Way Home and Doomsday to here, this is what's happened. Reminisce on a conversation with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man from No Way Home. Reminisce on moments with Michael Keaton's Vulture. Reminisce on what happened in Doomsday with RDJ and That's a lot of coping, though. That's a lot of like, yeah, these three characters you just mentioned all not being a part of the story and all being flashbacks from their time period. That's my coping. But what I am not coping with and what I fully immediately thought was Black Cat for sure.
Okay.
Or
yeah,
Sadie Sink's
unlikely ally
character.
in the sense that like because she's a thief, maybe.
Well, and I even saw somebody tweet and they were like, dude, introducing Black Cat in this movie where Peter's at a point where he, she's trying to lead him down a path of, temptation and this way of life, but then having a Sadie Sink, Mary Jane pulling him in the other direction, trying to lead him back to like, the angel and devil on his shoulder being Black Cat and Mary Jane in this movie, not a dumbass MJ Zendaya in here. The fuck, the worst iteration of the character I've ever seen.
I promise you,
but
she's not gonna be MJ. Sadie Sink. There's no way they're throwing away that Zendaya stuff. There's no way.
I know I hate it so much because it's just like, man, if you knew you were gonna want her to be Mary Jane, if you knew that you were gonna want her to be Peter, then why did you fumble the absolute living shit out of the iteration of her character? Why is she the way that she is in all three movies, all 2 3/4 of a movie? Why? If you knew that she was going to be your Mary Jane,
she can change. They're at a point now where like her trajectory now could be totally. She could go into like the supermodel role, or if they want to take the new age route of MJ, where she's a reporter or a journalist or whatever it is. I think that they can definitely write a different alley for this MJ to go down, and she can even change her name spontaneously or whatever from Michelle to Mary Jane or whatever.
Fair.
I don't know if like how much of that I would buy, like with the name change, like they'd have to like give it a substantial reasoning or whatever. But
jeez, yeah,
I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Just
she could even more red hair, like
just erase her and Ned and just bring in Mary Jane and Harry. All right, it's fine. Perfectly fine with me.
The thing that sucks, bro,
just
is like
just erase the minorities and bring in the white people. Is basically like I realize how bad that sounds out of context.
Whenever they come back together and like when Ned and them remember him, I'm not gonna care about Ned.
It's gonna do nothing to me.
Yeah, I don't care about Ned remembering him or not. Like that's not a. I care about the MJ thing. Like I do buy into that, and like
I don't.
That the coffee shop thing at the end of No Way Home, nah, man, that got me. Him standing there, staring at her, bro, wanting to say what he wants to say, but he doesn't. That shit was fire. But the Ned stuff, yeah, I don't care.
But like that ending with her and Peter, I feel like that's a perfect place to leave it. Why ruin that moment with her just remembering again or them coming right back to each other? Plus, then it gets a little bit weird where it's like, all right, Peter obviously remembers everything about what they had. She doesn't. So what's he doing? Basically just stalking her and casually bumping into her to get her to fall in love with him again. All right. Now we're like, all right, what are we doing? Now you're forcing it,
Well, and I agree. I don't want them to do it right away, but I do think like a down the line thing, I could like, I think that could be very moving and very well done, I guess.
For me, at least, you'd have to do a lot of work to get me to buy into that. But
damn, boy, I didn't know this dude hated No Way Home on his way out, bro.
I don't hate No Way Home.
The theater, I was like, that shit was ass, bro.
And I've always hated the iteration of MJ in the MCU. It's bad. It's bad. What can I say?
I'm just excited we're getting another Dustin Daniel Cretton movie, to be honest. That's where I'm at.
For real with that. For real with that.
I really would have. I really like in an alternate universe would have wanted to see how his Avengers 5 movie would have come out.
Kang Dynasty. Sheesh, bro.
I really would have wanted to
We
see in a
needed the
perfect
Russos,
world.
though. Hot off the electric state, baby.
In a world where Jonathan Majors isn't a piece of shit and everything goes the way that Marvel sat down and planned it after Endgame, I would like to see after this is all said and done, which is better. Maybe down the line, we'll do like a documentary and Kevin Feige will just be like, yeah, look, this is everything I was going to do. Here's where we were going to start, what was going to happen each movie and where it would end. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, bro, they even had the bounce back moment, dude. Like, again, this all hinges on Jonathan Majors not being a piece of shit, but they even had the bounce back moment. Like the very same year that they kind of fucked up Kang, they pretty much redeemed him in Loki season 2. Like they made him like still a worthy threat and like the entire. Granted, I would argue that most of season 2 isn't really about Kang himself. It's more about like the TVA and everything that's happening with that and the actual overall state of the multiverse and the timelines. But still, there's a very core component of Kang within that, and they handle that very well. And they have that throwaway line of all the Kangs are being taken care of, and now it's done. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. They could like my point being with that is like they ruined it in Quantumania, but then they still brought it back and they would have had another chance just with Loki alone.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Majors chokes women, so
So yeah, what can you do?
So,
Nothing.
what can you do? All right. And that concludes our little MCU Comic-Con roundup. Lots of fun news, lots of
CinemaCon,
fun.
buddy.
Oh my god, did I do it again?
Yeah,
Jeez.
SawCon, buddy.
Oh, it's SawCon. Sorry, I forget. The most coveted event of the year. SawCon. Guys, go ahead and get your friends with that one. That concludes our CinemaCon roundup of all the fun news of the upcoming films that we will get to see shortly. Some this year, some next year, and some beautiful, wonderful leaks, as always. Jumping into our next bit of news, we have episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again. Somebody take it away, Jace.
I'll go first. Worst episode of the season so far. I've been saying that this Muse thing is rushed, and golly, did it not change? It was abysmally rushed this time around, and he might not be dead. I know that there's some people that say like, oh, the actor has a trailer for season 2 right now, but like, I mean, as of right now, just going off of what's in the actual show, what a disappointment of a villain, of a storyline, really, throughout the entire show. Really choppy editing again in the episode.
Choppy.
Really bad, really bad editing, I would say, I guess. I could still follow. Again, it was like the ending of episode 2. Like I could follow what was going on, but it doesn't make it good. Like just because I can understand that it still was unnecessary. I think it was cool to see him fighting during the daytime. I did enjoy that in the full Daredevil getup. I thought that was cool. I loved the stuff with Fisk, finding out that Daredevil's back and like him like coming to terms with that. I thought Vincent D'Onofrio played that very well. Heather, the actress who plays Heather, was really good in this as well. That's all the really good stuff I have to say. In terms of like Daredevil's character and his interpersonal relationship with Heather, I thought was also pretty well done. Like the conversation that they have, and I'm sure that there was like a bit of honesty, true honesty from Matt there about his life feeling fake now.
I feel it. with these new side characters.
And I've been saying that. I've been saying that with Cherry, his stupid ass. Oh my god.
Try not to fall asleep, Cherry, and other girl scene challenge.
Lawyer girl,
Impossible. Oh, I didn't realize that that's the girl that Mark goes on a date with from
I
Seven
pointed
Season
that
1.
out.
I had no idea.
Yeah, because my girlfriend was sitting on from episode 1. I pointed that out to her. I thought that was cool too. But yeah, just nothing side characters. Like it just seems like they've forgotten how to flesh out characters. I don't know if that's like pre-rewrite stuff or post-rewrite stuff. No idea. I've seen a lot lately, and granted, this is like I wish they would have done this, but they did this instead kind of complaint. But really, I just feel like it would have worked in the show's benefit so much more. That cop, the original cop from Daredevil seasons 1 through 3, Mahoney, I think his name is. I could be wrong on that, but basically he worked with Matt and Foggy as like he gave them tips, like they'd be like a fly in his ear, like he hated them, hated talking to him, he always annoyed him.
Mahoney, yes,
him in this Cherry role would have been much better. Not that like, again, he's still kind of just like a pop in, pop out, give the really important information. Like he's not a very great character to begin with, so I don't think like it would have been immensely better just because it's that character, but we just would have been able to connect more, I think, because with this Cherry guy, like I think they tried to do that with him knowing that Matt is Daredevil, but it's just not landing. I buy that he cares about Matt and cares about like him not wanting to go out and do these things, but at the same time, I don't know it. Why do you keep feeding him all this information and then you're just hoping he just doesn't go out and do it? And then when he goes out and does it, you're pissed at him. I don't know. Not just a very like weird choices with why you're deciding with Muse specifically, why you decided to randomly show him talking to Heather in episode 2. And then we're just supposed to imply, I guess, that he's been seeing Heather repeatedly since then. And then now he lines up this whole thing and it all just goes shebang. I do love the implications for later episodes with Fisk making sure that the narrative behind this is that his task force took care of it and not Daredevil. I do think that that's perfectly slimy Fisk kind of thing. And I did love the conversation between, I forget the kid's name, Daniel, I think. Daniel and BB, the reporter. Yep. I did love that conversation too. Thought that was really well done. But overall, it was a massively disappointing episode.
Massive
of the show.
Come on.
Low taper fade. It kind of just, I don't know. There's cool again. There's a lot of cool things that I look forward to seeing, hopefully in tomorrow's episode and episode 9, the finale next week. But for what this specific episode contained, it was just, I don't know.
This felt this felt like the most Frankenstein episode so far in the show. Especially with reports coming out of like the whole, this person was supposed to be on this was supposed to be episode 1, this was supposed to be the story. This one 1,000% out of all of them. And you know what's bad? Because I even said like earlier talking about this show in the season, I was like, I don't know, people are pointing stuff out where I'm like, how are y'all even picking up on this stuff? Like I'll just see tweets where they're like, oh God, this is what y'all are calling a great show. Look at and then they use like some intricate word. And I'm like, how are you able to tell these things? Like, I can't tell. Like it's looked great. Like, yeah, sure. They have some moments, but I think it's been fine. So, you know, it's bad whenever even I watch this and I'm like, oh my God, like it got so hard to follow. And I'm the type of guy where if a fight's happening, I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh, like I'll like get in the moment. And there were moments where I was watching it and I was like, okay, wait. Oh, okay. I'm like, oh my God, like I can't follow this that well. And that never happens. Like if you look at my reactions to I think it was last episode with Fisk versus Adam and then Matt versus Muse, that whole time I'm sitting there like, oh, and I'm like flinching because I'm like, holy shit, like this fight is cooking. And then in this one, I didn't upload any reactions to TikTok because I was just like, none of this is really hidden at all. And
Also,
there
I
are
wanna say
moments
real
where
quick.
my
Sorry,
go for it.
I was just thinking of this, but like I did think it was somewhat cool, but it's also just like super out there that it's almost like too much. The moment of like him caressing her face because he's blind, and then carrying that over into I guess Muse is just really detailed in his paintings or something, and then Matt's touching the painting. He's like, "Oh my god, this is Heather." Like, what the fuck? I don't. That just
Yeah.
seems too much to me, but whatever. I don't know.
I unfortunately was bought into that happening. Looking back on it now, I am a little bit ashamed, but whatever, it's fine. It's recorded, so I can't
No,
act like it
like,
was any
well,
different.
here's the thing. I see that, like I do think it's cool. It's like it's clever in a way, and it's kind of like it's a. I don't want to say deep. Deep's not the right word, but like it is a on the surface, it's like a well done thing. But like I don't know. It's like
No,
it's
it
a
definitely
painting.
is a
No way
a
you
little
got the
goofy.
same details of her face, and like you just immediately knew it. But whatever.
Um, yeah, it just got hard to keep up with. So I was like, man, this is rough. The Muse stuff is not good. It's not hitting. Um, I get he has like trauma, but here's the thing. I said this in the end of my reaction. You've shown me that you can handle characters like this better, literally in your previous iteration of the show. Wilson fucking Bethel's Bullseye. He doesn't just have to be such a one-dimensional. I killed 60 people. I'm a threat. I'm crazy. Like I want you. I want to kill. You can give him depth, and instead of spending so much time with these other characters, flesh him out, because I've seen that you can do it with Bullseye in the past. Almost a same kind of character, just less cool and different motives. But in a way, they go hand in hand, and yet you're fumbling everything about setting him up. I get that you want Fisk to be the main villain. You want to keep the mirror of Matt and Fisk that's throughout all the Netflix and all of Born Again. But still, you did that with Wilson Bethel's Bullseye while also having Fisk in there in season 3. You found a way to balance all of that stuff in one season. So where's your excuse? What, that you have 4 less episodes? Spend less fucking time with Sherry and this other girl then that have given us nothing so far. He finds out his identity in episode 1. That's it. He's just kind of like hey, don't be Daredevil, man. Come on. You got to be Matt. 5 times a fucking episode. What I tell you, man, don't be Daredevil. Oh, let me drive your client to the lawyer, to the courthouse, and do a little switcheroo. Like that'll be a cool moment. What does that do for your character? We get it. You rock with Matt and you try to be his moral compass. Where was that the first 4 episodes whenever he was struggling with that? He's got the suit on already. Too late for those conversations. He's already Daredevil. You're falling behind. The character development is falling behind. It's non-existent. So instead, we're spending all this time with these characters, and we're not spending a whole lot of time with Muse. I'd even say maybe cut the Heather stuff a little bit. I don't know. Where is the time for the other villains like you've done in previous seasons, where you've managed to still keep Fisk in that position of power and in that mirror of Daredevil, in a way, that mirror role of Daredevil, the climb of the hierarchy of power in Hell's Kitchen. So I don't know. I can't really give them an excuse because I've seen that they were able to do it. I mean, granted, I know it's not the same team, whatever, but still, I've seen that you've been able to do this in the past. So I'm not going to sit there and praise this and excuse this behavior, because I've seen that it can be done before. And in fact, it was in the same exact show with almost all the same characters. So I don't know. Either just have Bullseye come back and take the role of Muse and not have him put away in jail for the whole season, or cut some scenes with other people. So be it. We don't need to see BB's little montage every single fucking episode. You put all that together, I guarantee you that's a nice little childhood scene from Muse. Boom, there's something. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. In my video, I immediately came out and I said this was a great episode. I have some issues, and I talked about the side character. I talked about everything I just talked about now, but I was like, but you know what? It was still a great episode. You know, they're keeping the my favorite trope in this entire show, where Fisk is on stage giving a speech and Matt has the TV on and he hears it and he just drops and he's like, I lost. He got the upper hand on me. Granted, this is a lot more Disney-fied than the Netflix moment was, where he's listening on the radio and then he just like smacks the fuck out the radio and then it cuts to black. This one was a lot more Disney-fied. He's sitting with Heather or whatever it was, and he hears Fisk on the he's sitting by her bedside. He hears him on the monitor, and his face just drops a little. It's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, he's over there hanging out with his girlfriend. And he's like, okay, whatever. I love that trope. I love that they're able to throw something like that in there, show that Fisk has the upper hand. While it is a bit cookie cutter and like, you know, really dumbed down and simplified, it's still cool. I still like that they're keeping those traditions alive. I love this being Fisk's kind of win episode. The way he just tells him, no, y'all did this. Daredevil wasn't here. And the dude's like, yeah, you're right. And then he's just holding up the Muse mask. Like, I think that's such a cool detail of him holding up his mask right next to Fisk, because it's like, look, was Muse mentally ill and deranged? Yes. Did he kill 60 people? Yes. But that visual of them holding his mask up as if he was like beheaded or something, like that is still such a like that's still such an animalistic thing to do and to portray. I get that this dude killed 60 people. Like I get all of that stuff, but regardless, that's still such an animalistic thing to show that like these cops can somehow top that by holding his head up like he was just some puppet. Like they just hit a trophy buck while hunting. Like, not that he's an actual human being. I think that was a cool way to show, like, yeah, they're not as twisted as Muse, but this moment right here shows, like, oh my God, it's a baffling moment to instill some of that rage bait towards you. So I thought that was cool. I thought it was a good episode. Even if it is the worst in the season, it's still good, you know, and that's fine. We got the penultimate and the finale. How can you fuck this up? There's no way, right? There's no way you fuck this up, right? Right?
I really liked it. I won't
Yeah,
repeat a
we
bunch
know,
of the stuff that you guys said. I think the Fisk stuff was definitely the highlight. Whenever it was Fisk related, it was really good and just consistent and continuing with where we've been. That ending scene with him in the diner was just maximum aura. Like that, I just him sitting there calm and cool as somebody charged him and then just still not reacting at all and just eating his food was a really great moment. Um, and even just like the potential dynamic now with Vanessa and that relationship will be interesting to see what they actually do with that. I think I liked all of the stuff with Daredevil and Muse and Heather if they had fleshed it out more, which I know is like the biggest problem. If we knew more about Muse or even saw the relationship between Heather and Muse, then that would have helped it a lot. So like the scene in and of itself as you're watching it, I think is a good scene. It's just that in the context of the show, it's just too underdeveloped for what you would want. So it just doesn't have the same emotional weight or the same type of payoff. And I was definitely like, that was the biggest thing I was wrestling with is as I was watching it, I'm like, I think this is mostly really good other than some of the editing. It's really good stuff. It's just we don't know these characters like we should at this point in the show. And so that's the only thing that I didn't like, especially considering like we barely got any Muse before that, and the little bit is like, okay, they're teasing him, but it was I was happy with it at that point. And then they really expect you to just take a big leap between what we knew and then where we're at this episode, where all of a sudden he's like basically the biggest focus of this entire episode. And I feel like he was better in little quantities because we weren't focusing on him. But now that they wanted to, they just didn't have the groundwork laid to be able to really focus on him. So I still really liked the episode. And the Fisk stuff was definitely a highlight. I'd have to think if like it didn't automatically stand out as the worst episode for me, but I also haven't really put much thought into that. I just like watched it, thought it was good, and I'm still excited to see what happens in the next couple of episodes. It didn't like stand out specifically as being worse than the others for me.
Yeah, buddy, because you want it to be good for your list. Really.
Sorry, I liked something. Like, what are we doing here?
Sorry, I liked something.
Yeah, chicken jockey. That's what you would say.
It had to come back at least once. That has been our Daredevil Born Again. Quick segment. All right, we got the penultimate and the finale tomorrow, and then the week after. Quick segment, cool, decent episode. I think it was the best episode to drop with the Minecraft movie and the news this week for us at least, and how our discussion was done. So, can't complain. But we have to get to a emergency list update. Yeah, get that boy on the computer. He's locked in now.
Emergency list update.
This, for people who have been keeping up with our list, who's probably no one, one person. This is the main event of the evening, because I'll let Charles take it away after this. Two big things have happened. One happening today and something earlier this week. Just a little quick update. Nothing has really dropped. Daredevil Born Again is on the cusp of losing Ben a point.
Bro, it's been at 80 for like a month.
Yeah. You don't think that at least have a chance at moving with the final
but it's
two
had
episodes
the
coming
chance
out?
for weeks, like it could drop in November. It's been at 80.
I don't know. I don't think you should count it out until the
I'm not counting it
season's
out. I'm
completely
just saying
done.
it's not like this is like a new update, It's been at 80.
Oh yeah, but I mean we haven't done a list update. Since it was at 84.
Yeah,
This man, he's getting real cocky with his Superman review bomb up there. Let's calm down, buddy. All right, let's chill out. Let's pump the brakes.
Okay,
a little
Marty.
bit.
Okay, Marty Supreme.
All right, just watch. This man's gonna be like, "Oh, it's a pretty good movie. Best movie of the year." Charles, go ahead and take us away with the big events for your list.
Yeah. So I've been informed by Benjamin. I haven't fact checked this myself. So putting all my faith in Benji here. He says he heard it from CinemaCon. So I believe it. My number 4 pick for you audio listeners was Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic movie that was set to come out in October of this year, but apparently it has been delayed to 2026. And so via our rules in this wonderful movie fantasy draft, anytime that it is, what does that say?
It says Michael Part 1 and 2 are reportedly both set to release in theaters in 2026. That was the other part of the news, is that it's split into parts.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm taking that for next year's list.
Wait, well, that's I was gonna say,
after shitting on it.
Would that count as 2 spots, or can I do Michael 1 and 2 in?
Well, it would be 2 next year. Yeah.
2. Okay.
One of the top comments is Michael Part 1, he. Michael Part 2, he.
Stupid.
But yes, Michael has been removed from the release slate for this year. So via our rules, anytime one of our projects on any of our top 5 lists has been delayed out of the year, we are allowed a free drop, obviously, and we can replace it with something else. So now my number 4 pick, I have options and options and options to choose from here. And truthfully, I'm a very indecisive person, and I am terrified of making the wrong decision, because I really felt like I had a rock solid list, and it was proving to be true, and still is proving to be true, which I will get to that after I make this pick here. But I could really crumble it all with this next pick if I don't pick carefully. There's movies like Sinners,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
the first reactions for that have also come out, and I haven't really read any of them.
I can look real quick for you if you want me to while you talk.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, and then there's films like How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake, which first reactions for that have also come out. And those are pretty positive. Then we get later in the year, and there's stuff that isn't even a movie. Like I looked into Peacemaker season 2, and I was like, Peacemaker season 1 got a nice little 90, 93 critic, and then like I think an 80, an 82 audience. I think I saw. So there's lots of things I could pick here, man. And I might be stalling a little bit, but at some point I'm gonna have to make a decision here. And
Sinners early reactions are looking really good. There's some people that have a bit of an issue with the third act, but I mean everything I'm seeing is overwhelmingly positive.
yeah,
Audience break reactions or audience clapping broke up a lot of the early reactions.
Really, okay. And there's even something like The Materialists from the director of Past Lives, so lots of great choices here. What do I want to go with, Part of me wants to go Sinners, truthfully.
Oh,
I did want to put Sinners on my list at some point. That was something that I was originally in the top 5 for me.
it'd be your new first movie coming out.
Yeah, that's true. It would take the place of Thunderbolts for being the first movie on the entire list to come out. I don't know. How to Train Your Dragon does sound like it's going to be good, but we heard that out of CinemaCon, The Flash was good, So,
True.
oh man, I know Ben's hoping that I don't say How to Train Your Dragon because he wants to drop something as soon as Andor. Now, actually, I was going to say if Andor comes out and it's ass, then he's going to drop. But you can't drop if we already have scores up. So never mind. I was about to say something stupid, but he could drop Andor right now, and maybe that's what he wants. How to Train Your Dragon. There's so many mental games here.
It would still be a bit of spite to me if you just took it and had it, and then I just never could.
Sure, but now I don't feel like I feel like you. Why'd you just throw that out, motherfucker? Why'd you just throw that out right there?
I'm an honest guy, dude. Take what you
Okay,
want. I don't
sure.
care. It's
Yeah,
your
whatever.
list.
Yeah, whatever you say, buddy. Oh, I don't know, man. When's the last time did a Ryan Coogler film ever get a 90? What was Creed? Was Creed in
was
the
like
90s?
a 95.
Really?
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
It
Yeah.
was?
Creed, I think,
3
is
even was like a
insane.
91 or something. I
Well,
thought.
Creed 3 was
Black Panther was a 96. Fruitvale Station 94. Creed 95. Wakanda Forever is his lowest with an 84. These are all critic scores. That's it. That's 4 for 4.
Yeah,
3 for 4 that are above 94.
That's kind of crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. All right, I gotta stop selling. Okay. I am officially adding to my list in the number 4 spot. Sinners, baby. I am officially adding Sinners.
All righty.
I'm writing it in. Sinners. The first movie on the list that we will have scores up for.
10 days. 10
Yep.
days.
Here soon. So I'll find out. I'll find out soon if that was a.
Dude, you're about to have 4 out of 5 of your list filled
Yeah,
out.
Wake Up
soon.
Dead Man is going to be the last one that I'll have
in
points
November,
for.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think like October, November time.
Dang, that could be like a buzzer beater. Because Ben, you're gonna be pretty much done for the end of the year.
Once
I'll be done
Mission
by summer. Yeah.
Yeah, or Ballerina comes out after Mission Impossible, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
they're
got-
both like May, June.
Oh, Superman. Yeah, Superman.
Yeah. I'm done
Yeah,
by July.
I'll have Stranger Things and Marty Supreme at the back on the end of the year. But
Bro, Stranger Things ain't coming out this year.
they
Really?
already
Okay.
said they've
they've advertised.
they already
it
said
like that.
October and November.
Okay. They've like
What
Netflix.
do you
has
mean,
advertised
okay, they
this as,
literally
like, a
have
big
said
year.
it.
Like they have
He
the
said,
final season of
okay.
You, Stranger Things, the final season, and then there's Squid Game final season. Like this is a huge year for Netflix. I could have put Squid Game.
Ew.
Have you even watched it?
No, I'm just going based on what Ben said because I was like, y'all didn't. When we did the list, I was like, y'all didn't do Squid Games, and Ben was like, nah. I was like, all right.
89 and 74 for season 1. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's just overall. Whatever. But to continue on to my earlier point of my list just cooking up like a fine piece of steak. The first scores for The Last of Us Season 2, critic scores, have officially come out. As of right now, 45 reviews. It is sitting at a 93% critic score on the tomato meter. Certified fresh? Is that what that says?
Yeah.
How many reviews do you need for certified fresh? Just like 40?
I guess more than 45 or less than 45
for
Less
a
than 45?
show, I think.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, yeah, 93. And come this time, 6 days from now, we'll have the audience score as well, which is a little bit weary for me because for those of you that know, we won't be talking spoilers here because Benjamin has not played the games. But there is a high likelihood that this could be review bombed solely because of the reaction to The Last of Us Part 2, the video game, and those same people who review bombed that game might want to come along and review bomb the season of television that it is based on. And even then, beyond that, just the people who are experiencing the show for the first time might also not enjoy what they're about to watch. But I don't know. I don't even know how they handled everything this time around. So maybe it's a more palatable way to understand it for the Aidens of the world. But
you're so stupid.
Hey, you said that we didn't agree, so I don't know. I'm grasping at straws. But anyway, with that 93%, that adds another 3 points to my already 9, bringing me to double digits, baby, which I was 1 off from double digits anyway, but to 12 points officially. That
Man, Invincible season 3 really fucking
yes sir.
And then you got Michael falling out, which I would have said, oh yeah, that's your biggest like now it's fucking gone and you get to put Sinners in there. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, like I said, I'm just here to gatekeep the other good films so that when they come out, I have my shit to talk if they're good because one of them has to be good. I got my shit to talk, and every time let's say it's Stranger Things, every time you see someone talk about Stranger Things, you're just like, fuck, Aiden has that shit on his list. I don't want to hear shit about how good this thing is. Aiden has it on his list. That's all I'm here for.
I mean, do we think that Sinners was the operative choice for me there, or do you guys
after looking at
with like a How to Train Your Dragon?
After looking at Kugler's last 4, I think it's the choice.
I think it's a good pick. How to Train Your Dragon, I could see the audience being a bit lower with the crowd of people who say this is good, but I didn't want it, just with it being a remake.
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
it'll get really good critic reviews, though.
I think where I was landing was either Sinners or Materialists, truthfully.
Materialist isn't a bad get it either.
Yeah. I just worry. I don't know. Like, after all the stinkers that Chris Evans has had, granted, I know that he's the actor, I know, but also just Dakota Johnson. I'm not the biggest Dakota Johnson lover, and I'm sure there's lots of other people out there that are like that. But at the end of the day, it's not on any of them as to how the film turns out, other than their acting ability. So we'll see.
I
I
can't
might
wait.
regret that choice. I might regret the Materialist versus Sinners, but we'll find out about Sinners in 10 days, as Aiden said. But we'll find out about The Last of Us season 2 audience score in 6 days. So, or we'll get an idea about the audience score in 6 days, but it'll probably fluctuate over the next like day or so after that.
Just get me
And the
to
coming season as well.
just get me to next year's list already. All right, I'm done with this year already.
Bro, what? You were the first person, granted you picked last, but you were the first person to get 2 picks in a row. How are you saying that? How are you coming out like that?
Because Mickey
What
17.
would you wanted? What would you have wanted that I didn't take up?
I
Or
would
that
have.
took?
I would have 100,000% have fucking went with Invincible at my one pick. Invincible and Fantastic Four.
You could have, but look, you could have taken Invincible.
I
See,
know.
said
I know.
last-
I hadn't watched season 2 yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I hadn't
That's
watched
one of
season
those.
2, and also, I mean, it was just like, oh yeah, these are the ones I think are going to be good movies. You know, personal movie. No Rotten Tomatoes anywhere near my mind. So I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Mickey 17 really just puts me back so much, especially with the head start, like 100, having 100% on your list. Like, that's a huge head start, and that's a big fall behind for first and third place, to where it's like Sinners, Thunderbolts, and Wake Up Dead Man would have to just not pan out, or just have 2 of those be in the 70s or something for me to have a chance to even, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how bad Mickey 17 put me behind. Because I look at y'all's lists and I'm like, I really can't see anything that would be a 77 and 73 like Mickey 17 was. Truthfully, unless season 2
Thunderbolts,
just
I could see that, because you
a
made the
77 and 73.
Hold on. You've made the point that like superhero films, like they don't really get up there anymore. Like they don't get up there numbers wise, percentage wise with Rotten Tomatoes anymore. And I think that that's a good point. I think that's a very valid point.
I guess they used to be cream of the crop on Rotten Tomatoes, and then they dipped. It's hard for me not to be like, maybe there's a resurgence with Marvel specifically.
I will say I'm hoping on Thunderbolts being like
Shit,
you already know I'm hoping on it being
Yeah.
a fucking banger, and like it's going to be a different Marvel film, in quotes, different Marvel film. So I hope that it stands out a bit more, and it can get up to at least, I'm hoping, like high 80s. Like that'd be nice, and I'd be okay with that. But
yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, I don't really see any of these movies that any of these projects I'm going up against doing as bad as Mickey 17 did. And for you, Charlie, I would need even more of that because of that 100% from Invincible.
yeah.
So
Gosh, that 100%, bro. I don't think any of us are getting 100% other than that the rest of the year.
It sucks because of how little reviews it got versus how like, I don't know, how like many people reviewed Mickey 17. Yeah. And like if Mickey 17 would have capped off where Invincible did, it would have been at an 89% critic score, Rotten Tomatoes. And then it went all the way down to 77.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But it's it's something to take account for next year, which is why I'm more excited for next year's, because now we got the layout. Now we'll get to get a feeler, and it's like, all right, let me keep an
That's
eye
what
out
I'm-
on what's announced. And
Exactly.
yada, yada,
I'm
yada.
interested for a lot for next year for like which one of us is going to take Doomsday, or any of us going to take Doomsday. We got
Beyond, I heard you talk about that
X-Men.
earlier. Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Well, that's 2027.
No, yeah, I know. But even like
Oh,
then, when that comes,
yeah,
Beyond the
we're gonna
Spider-Verse
do
and
that one?
Secret
Yeah.
Wars and the Batman in this,
True.
bro.
Oh yeah, the Batman Part 2. Yo, that's gonna be a fight. 2027 is gonna be a fight, bro. That is crazy. We are gonna be battling for that list. But next year,
Yeah.
even like we're talking like X-Men 97 season 2.
Yeah.
Again, Doomsday and what's the other Marvel film that's coming out? Is there only Doomsday that year? No, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's next year.
Spider-Man.
Brand New Day.
Damien Chazelle is out of director jail and got Leonardo DiCaprio on a Evil Knievel biopic.
Yeah.
I mean, the Odyssey. What the fuck, the Odyssey,
yeah.
bro? The Odyssey.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a big one. Yep. 2026 will be a big one too, but 2027 is gonna be a crazy fight though.
Oh yeah,
it'll be insane.
It'll be exciting. And if you wanna, want to check out how those lists fall when the time comes, make sure to hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a like, drop some love in the comments down below. Leave us a text message if you're listening on audio. And if you've listened all the way this far, holy shit. I don't know how you did. I barely did. I barely managed listening this far. Thank you 1,000 times. All the household stuff, you know what to do. This has been Words from Nerds Podcast, baby. We will see you in the next one. Daredevil episode 8 next week. I don't believe there are any releases until we get to Sinners and then The Last of Us here in a couple weeks. We will figure it out. Regardless, be here next week to check it out, or later this week in a couple days, since we're dropping 2 episodes, hopefully this week. Be back here to check it out, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Adios.
Sayonara.